All right, y'all. We can praise, honor, and esteem to the living Elohim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. We're going to pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they will testify of me, and you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. Name you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you. The Abba, there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my word? Dang, they how you in two places at one time, boy? That boy pinging me in the room. He in here. What are you doing? Let all praises be to Abba and Shamahim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Look at him. That nigga actually on there with his name chronologically on top of each other. Isn't that special?
Two phones.
I already know he got two phones. Y'all niggas be walking around here two phones. I know what y'all be doing. You got one phone. Sit on, brother Craig. One phone for this and one phone for your drug connect. That's the nigga you call. Come on around and I need three. I ain't talking about real drugs. Drugs you like. You know what I'm saying? Try to say it for your herb, man. You know that's that Dr. Savage stuff.
That nigga said you got a phone. Your doctor said
you got that satellite phone to get that Dr. Savage said. Come on, Revelation 11. Dr. Savage said. Revelation 11:1. Hey, y'all get somewhere and sit down. Stop trying to run to that bathroom to fondle yourself. That's what they do. They don't know what they're doing. Shalom, brother Ella. It's not necessarily a problem. They just exploring their body. They don't know. Man, every little child fondle themselves about this age. They just wondering, like, shoot, what does it do? I knew it was here before, but I never noticed. Let me see something. That's it. Shoot, nigga, little girls do it too. I done caught the girl doing that jump. Like, what are you doing? They just sitting there looking at you crazy. They don't know. But you know what they like to do? They'll sit in that bathroom, sit on that toilet, and either just look, play in the sink, or they fondling themselves. You ain't got to go in there and look. If you're a child, you know what they doing. So you ain't never just sit in the toilet just looking. I say there's three different things. Sometimes they're in there playing. Playing in the toilet, playing in the sink. You know what I'm talking about?
Sit down.
Just sitting in there playing. Shoot, I definitely know them trying to sit in that bathtub and play and walk away. You catch them playing with the toy, playing with the water, playing with all types of stuff. Anything but babes. Well, that nigga came in here looking like real nigga daddy. That nigga got that spell on tight, boy. Been looking for the sun. Nigga ain't cold like that. Ain't that damn cold like that. Like person. Woo!
Detroit Spiders.
Hey, Jeff's gonna hit a nail on the head. They go in the bathroom and do everything but use the bathroom. You know what I'm talking about? Revelation 11:1.
It say, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of Elohim, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, for it is given to the Gentiles, and the Kadash city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. And I will give unto my two witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,203 days, clothed in sackcloth. These are the two olive trees and the two candlesticks standing before the Elohim of the rocks. And if any man will hurt them, fire proceeded out of their mouth and will devour their enemies. And if any man will hurt them, he must in this manner be killed.
That's good. Come on, Civic. Let's get to Exodus 8, man. We get straight to the point before this thing go to trip. Verse 1. Verse 1, right to the beginning. We talking about these plagues of these frogs now, man. Exodus 8:1.
And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, thus say Yahuwah, let my people go that they may serve me.
That they might what?
Serve me. And if you refuse to let go, behold, I will smite all your borders with frogs.
With who?
With frogs. And the river shall bring forth frogs, which shall go up and come into your house and into your bedchamber, and upon your bed and into the house of your servants, ovens, and into your kneading troughs. And the frogs shall come up both on you and upon your people and upon all your servants. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch forth your hand with your rod over the streams, over the rivers.
See that there? He told Aaron to do it. So remember, Aaron working the works. But come over here to Psalm 48, man. Get about verse 40. What you want? You don't want nothing. What? No, you don't need no water. Psalm 78 and 40.
It says, how oft did he provoke him in the wilderness, grieve him in the desert? Yea, they turned back and tempted Elohim and limited the Kadash one of Yasharal. They remembered not his hand the day when he delivered them from the enemy. How he had wrought his sign in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zon. And had turned their rivers into blood.
Turn their rivers into what?
Into blood.
So we talked about that. What else he did?
And their flood that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them.
We ain't got to the flies yet.
Which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. And he gave also the increase.
Notice he said the frogs that destroyed them. Come on, Sylvia, keep on going. In Exodus chapter 8, verse 6.
And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs from the land upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, entreat Yahuwah that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go that they may do sacrifice unto Yahuwah.
I will let the people go that they might do what?
Sacrifice unto Yahuwah.
Now hold for a second, man. Come over here to Revelation 12, man. Give me verse 11. Maybe verse 10. Revelation 12 and 10.
It says, and I heard a loud voice saying in Shamahim, now has come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our Elohim and the power of the Mashiach, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our Elohim day and night.
That's right.
And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto death.
Go ahead.
Therefore rejoice ye heaven, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and all the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time.
Go ahead.
And when the dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man. And the woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness into her place.
That's it.
Where she's nourished for a time, times, and half a time from the face of the serpent.
Go ahead.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as the flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman.
And went to make war?
And went to make war with the remnant of her seed.
Those
which keep the commandments of Elohim.
And have
the testimony of Yahushua.
So we're looking at this here, right? Because the Pharaoh is eventually going to do what? What are the words we just read in? Yeah, Exodus, when he said, take the frogs from the people that they may do sacrifice unto you. The reason why we're focusing on that, because the people are being persecuted. And they want to be able to be set free. Now, see, this one here talking about how he's going to persecute. Y'all know what Daniel and Revelation say. Come here, Abby. You 6 years old now, Abby? Huh? What happened to baby Abby? Abby. You can go on your way. Now, we want to discuss something else, right? You know in Revelation 16, right, it mentions about unclean spirits coming from the serpent that were like frogs. Why would you think these unclean spirits would be compared to frogs? Especially considering that the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring up frogs on the land of Israel. Give him enchantments by definition, Sid.
That's want. That is secrecy, mystery, or enchantment.
Enchantments. How many of y'all like enchantment? How many of y'all was into that in your younger days? That's right. Tell him again, Christian. What that is? That's wrong, ain't it? Why is it wrong? Tell him again. We don't rock with the devil, do it. Who table we eat at? That's right. That's why Christian be snapping on them children out of school. You know they little evil bastards.
You're wicked. You're wicked.
Y'all laughing.
Remove from me.
You know what I'm saying? They laughing. I know y'all know, I know too. Because it ain't no little joke on his face. Just not. I know how he look at them nigga church. And the white church. Remove from me. Yeah, be gone from me, you work of iniquity. You know what I'm saying? Your transgressions offends me. That's good. That's good. That's good. Straight up. You let her know, don't the Christian. That's right. You ain't wrong. You supposed to let her know. You ain't did nothing wrong. You read the Bible. Then you tell them what it say, don't you? My man. But y'all know why I describe them as frogs, though? Look at what it say the frogs did. The frogs came to be a torment, an aggravation to the people. That's what the unclean spirits is. Remember what the unclean spirits do? They torment. They aggravate. Continue, Civic. Exodus 8 and 9 is where you be.
And Moses said unto Pharaoh, esteem over me, when shall I entreat for you and for your servants and for your people to destroy the frogs from you and your houses, that they may remain in the river only?
He said,
tomorrow. And he said, according to your word,
that
you may know that there is none like unto Yahuwah our Elohim.
See, that's the thing. Them plagues, let it be known to them people. There ain't nobody like Yahuwah. Ain't nobody like Yahuwah. Some of y'all, I don't know, y'all too young for that. You shaking your head like you know what I'm gonna say. What song? I don't know nothing about that. Dang, man. Y'all gonna do Biz Marquee like that? You used to walk around singing this song when you were little. So y'all wasn't around here in your house talking about, you got what I need. But you say he's just a friend. No, that's not Mario. That's Biz Marquee. You see Cali though. You disrespectful nigga, you. Talking about some Mario. Don't listen to no grown nigga who's still trying to catch cheeks at 40, taking his shirt off on the Instagram. Dude, that's Mario. I seen Mario. He ain't pulling off something. If you a grown man thirst trapping, boy, you living a bad life. You know what I'm talking about? These supposed to already have a shot. Nah, that mean that you ain't as fly as you say you is. You got to flaunt your body. They supposed to be coming to your general person. That's how we know game ain't what it is. Cause boy, I remember this nigga in here on the internet. This wrong. What's wrong with you, nigga? But I forgot he was a model before. That's get some people going. Yeah, that's what it was. He was a Chippendale dancer. Anyone don't count because he ain't no gangster. He just an old nigga.
That boy went straight to the point.
But see, that's different on your video. It wasn't on Instagram for anyone to do that.
Right, that's what I said, straight to the point. When the camera rolling, nigga, shirt come off.
That's different. That's what a video makes you top the record.
That's why I asked.
No, nigga, Mario ain't got no records out. When the last time somebody said, let's get this new Mario record? You would be the nigga who know. Dang, man, I ain't know you live like that. When you be in the house singing Mario, what? The fact you singing Mario, period, I'm going to go ahead and need you to leave. No. No, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Old Mario ain't trash. I ain't gonna call it trash. We got a couple.
Now you can definitely leave. You can definitely go. Tavon said he know you ain't talking. Well, what y'all used to be listening to on the job?
Who, Tavon?
Right. You hear this nigga talk. See how the nigga move? That nigga already a granddaddy. His son ain't even. They said how he the youngest nigga in here to granddaddy. Come on, man. Where y'all at? That boy say Ruben Stutter. Nigga, Ruben Stutter don't listen to Ruben Stutter. No.
I don't even know
Man, absolutely. I don't even know what you're talking about. You know what we listen to, nigga? Anita Baker, nigga. Listen to no damn Ruben Stutter. Shalom, brother Renner. Anita Baker. Anita Baker. You know what I'm saying? I get in my car with a telephone case full of crack and put on Anita Baker. Not the greatest hits either, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Bag inside the box. You see? Treachery. Oh no, Anita Baker is my favorite artist, period. You know what I'm saying? First time I heard her music, I had to be about 6 years old. You know what I'm saying? Her voice is lovely. Her music is outstanding. Cause like only R&B artists would be the only people that I would pay to see live. Like I'm not paying to see no rappers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying to see no grown man talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't care who it was. I told D that the other day. I could have went to the Hard Knock Life tour back in '99. I said, man, bump that jump. I'm not paying to see this thing. You know what I'm saying? We almost went to Wu-Tang. I said, man, bump that jump. And I'm glad we did, because they ended up eating the ranking, so they ain't perform anyway. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Verse 11, Exodus 8.
Exodus 8 and 11. Yeah, I ain't paying for that jump.
And the frogs shall depart from you, and from your houses, and from your servants, and from your people. They shall remain in the river only.
Mm-hmm.
And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto Yahuwah because of the frogs which he had brought against Pharaoh.
And Yahuwah
did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields.
I think we did. We were supposed to start at verse 16. It's all good. Come on.
And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart. And
see, when he saw there was a little bit, the plague state. Remember, because you're gonna see this with the beast. When the doggone plague gets there, he go a little harder. Oh, I got a little bit light. Let's get at verse 16 with these lights. I know about lights. How many of y'all used to get checked for lights? Or was it just your white friends?
They made that jump protocol when I was in elementary school.
They checked us too, even though they know we ain't never had it. You know what though? I think some niggas did have lights and they just called it. What is? Oh, you checked? How many of your students had? About 12. So out of all them, when you did it, none of them ever had it.
This a black boy here, but he had his parents did it. He had lots. He had lights and all kinds. But that was because his parents didn't believe.
Them nigga had bed bugs in his head. God, that's tough.
That's worse than that.
Come on, man. Verse 16.
And Yahuwah said unto Moses, say unto Aaron, stretch out your rod and smite the dust of the land, that it may become light.
Smite the what?
The dust.
Why is that important that he say smite the dust? What do lights do? Hey, little girls, you can go on from over here with all that. Nobody want to hear all that. Hold on, man. Where that junk at? I'm thinking about the locusts. Go ahead, man.
And they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth and became light in man and in beast, All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast.
Now you know what them lice were doing to the people, right? What are lice? That's why I asked that for a reason. You know what lice are? What are they? Yeah, that's called a parasite. The parasitic creatures. You know what parasitic creatures like to do? They're real aggravating too. Just like y'all don't like mosquitoes. Just imagine you got lice all over your body just biting you. And biting you. And biting you. And biting you. And biting you. Come on, son.
Then the magician said unto Pharaoh.
We just looking at all this because he said that they'd have the ability to bring all manner of plagues. Some of these plagues are not detailed in Revelation. But just so you know, he can bring frogs and lice just like he did the first time. He can do it the last time. Come on, man.
Verse 19. Then the magician said unto Pharaoh, this the finger of Elohim. And Pharaoh, this is the finger of Elohim. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as Yahuwah had said. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he come forth to the water, and say unto him, thus say Yahuwah, let my people go, that they may serve me. Else if you will not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon you. Flies ain't even there. Upon you and upon your servants. And upon your people.
Go ahead and look up swarm. Mosquitoes. You know why it would make sense that it would be mosquitoes and flies? We ain't been in Northeast Africa. I bet you'll find a whole lot of mosquitoes over there. We in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, them damn flies and gnats ain't no joke. You ever been attacked by gnats? Georgia sand gnats? Y'all don't know them? Especially go western, north, start going toward Tallahassee, man, getting some of them open fields out there, man, they got sand gnats. They ain't like regular gnats that just aggravate you. Sand gnats attack. But Quran just asked this question. He said, is it because Yahuwah brought life from the dirt is the reason why Pharaoh's men couldn't copy it? What would you say? Quran just asked, is it because that he touched the dust of the ground to bring forth them life is why Pharaoh's magicians could not copy that? What do y'all say? What, you want something to drink? Better drink your spit. You ain't been sitting down there for 20 minutes talking about you want something to drink. I give you credit because you asked before we started. It is that is correct. He formed the life from the dust. Pharaoh's magicians ain't got that type of power. I just want to say, being supreme. You know what I'm talking about? But now notice what it said, right? You got a swarm of mosquitoes. What mosquitoes gonna do? Why y'all think that's important? Y'all got an idea? I'll help you out. Give me Matthew 13, man. Give me verse 33.
Sit down. It said, another parable spake he unto them, the kingdom of Shamahim is like unto leaven, which a woman took and hid in 3 treasures of meal till the whole was leavened.
Back up about 26.
It says, but when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also.
There we go. That's good. That's fine.
Okay. So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, sir, did not thou sow seed in the field? From which then is it tares? He said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, will you then that we go gather them? But he said, no, lest while they gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together unto the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather you together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn.
That's right.
Another parable, he put forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of Shamahim is like a grain of mustard seed, which man took and sowed in his field.
That's right.
Which indeed is the least of all seeds, but when it is grown, it is greatest among herbs, and becometh a tree, so that the birds of the air coming large and the branches thereof.
Come on.
Another parable spake he to them that the kingdom of Shamahim is like unto the leaven, which the woman took and hid, and 3 measures of meal till the whole was leavened. And all these things spoke Yahushua to the multitude in parables. And without a parable spake he not unto them.
See, pause, right? See, this go back to the conversation that we had on Wednesday about the doggone parables, does it not? Do you notice that he spoke to the people in parables? But look, when we get to verse 36, he's going to explain what he meant to his disciples, but he didn't give it to everybody. Keep going.
Spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables and will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world.
See, that was in that Psalm 78. See, I keep telling y'all, man, the mysteries ain't for everybody. For the people, it's supposed to be spoken. When they say the people who don't believe. Those who believe, the parables are made plain. See, contrary to popular belief, that's not for everybody, because you just looked at him and seen this man ran down that whole parable of the sower and did not explain that to the multitude. How do we know that? Listen to verse 36. Look at what it says.
It says, then Yahushua sent the multitude away.
He did what with the multitude?
He sent them away.
And where he went?
Into the house. And the disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us.
They asked, explain it.
Of the tares of the field. And he answered and said unto them, he that sowed the good seed is
what's that seed? What's that seed, little James? See, you know he little James. Stalwart. Oh, you're going to be little James Stalwart for at least another 2.5 months. Well, now you come in here with them doggone boat shoes and them little shorts on, you're going to be little James. Because that's the only nigga we know who dress like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got the same beard, same haircut. You know what I'm saying? All you need to do is start wearing an American Eagle outfit or polo, and it's going down. It's okay, man. That's your man's. You know what I'm saying? You got style tips from that nigga. You asked him. Where you get them from? I like that. Oh, man, don't pay me no, man. You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it, man.
It said the field is the world and the good seed are the children of the kingdom.
So, all right, now listen, right? The field is the world. That means the good seed are those who are born of the word. As he said, these are the children of the kingdom. How do we know this? Get him Isaiah 59 and 20, Sil.
And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob, say Yahuwah. As for me, this my covenant with them. Say Yahuwah, my ruach that is upon you, my words which I have put in your mouth.
Shall not depart
out of your mouth,
nor out of the mouth
of your seed,
nor out of the mouth
of your seed,
from henceforth
and forever.
Now let me ask y'all this question, right? I want you to look at verse 37 and 38, and I want you to tell me where you see Shalom each, where you see something in the law for that. Because it's something in the law for that. We just talked about it too. Verses 37 and 38. Muffin Man. What's up, man? Muffinia. I see you. Renee. Why you biting your brother? And it would. Give me Hosea 12, man. Give me verse 3. Who doing all that? Who's the baby in distress? Oh, it's Joseph?
It say he took his brother by the heel in the womb.
Well, give me verse 2 then. Come here.
It say Yahuwah have also controversy with Yehuda and will punish Jacob. According to his ways, according to his doings, he will recompense him. He took his brother by the heel in the womb.
He took his who?
His brother by the heel in the womb.
In the where?
In the womb.
Come on.
And by his strength he had power with all
by his who?
His strength.
See, the good seed is the children of the kingdom, so by the word they get their strength. Come on.
Yea. He had power over the angels and prevailed. He wept and made supplication unto him. He found him in Bethel.
And found him where?
In Bethel.
He found him in the house of God. We were talking about that last night.
And then he spake with us. Even Yahuwah Elohim of hosts, Yahuwah his memorial.
It's his what?
His memorial.
Y'all know what memorial is, right? What's a memorial? Miss Lil James? You gotta look crazy because right now you look like somebody auntie coming to Thanksgiving dinner. You here? You somebody auntie for real? Which one? Who? What? I ain't know this. This is breaking news. Now you look like the auntie come from out of town and just here show everybody your trips to all the places you go, but you ain't got no man. Now she got it. It's the hat that make it be like, hey, I did all this here. But I wish I had a man. You know what I'm talking about? But y'all, can you answer that question? What does memorial mean? There it is. There it is. So Yahuwah is his remembrance. Why is that important that Yahuwah is his remembrance? What you looking out the window for? Ain't nothing out there for you. Why is that important? I'll tell you why. Y'all know what Malachi 3:16 say? Who knows what Malachi 3:16 say without going to look at it? Michael already done cheat. What you say? Who's saying that? No. You in the ballpark, but you ain't bought a ticket. Y'all know what Malachi 3:16 say? A book of remembrance was written before Yahuwah for all those that thought upon and feared his name. That's what it said. Somebody give me thought in Hebrew, Civic, with hate. Why you playing with my keys?
Facade. You said that is to think, to regard, to compute, to esteem.
See that? You regard him. You esteem him. You know what it means to regard something? It means a whole value to you. How else you gonna regard him unless you the good seed, unless you was born of the word? One, I mentioned it last night. We're gonna look at it on general principle right now, because just so we were discussing it, because I know the thing was gonna go out, and I ain't want to go into much detail. But I'm gonna go to now, so it don't matter. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. Get the lights up for me, by the way. 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
For this is the love of Elohim.
For this is what?
The love of Elohim.
What's that?
That we keep his commandments.
His commandments
are not grievous.
Go ahead.
For whatsoever is born of Elohim.
Whatsoever is what?
Born of Elohim.
Whatsoever is what?
Born of Elohim.
Does what?
Overcome the world.
He do what?
Overcome the world.
Why he do that?
And this is the victory that overcomes our faith.
Go ahead.
Who is he that overcome the world?
Who is he that what?
Overcome the world.
Go ahead.
But he that believes that Yahushua is the son of Elohim.
You see, that's how it make you the good seed. Because you remember what you just heard in Isaiah 59:20. Those who come to the Redeemer, the word that's in his mouth and the ruach that's on him is not going to depart. So why did I mention that about verses 37 and 38 being Esau? But guess what? He that sowed the good seed is the son of Adam. Adam sowed both of them. You know what I'm talking about? His fourth is in Rebekah's womb, because the field would be Rebekah. But guess what? One seed was of the adversary and one seed was of Elohim. The same way that one seed was of the adversary and of Elohim, dealing with Adam, Cain, and Abel, even though they both were Cain's seed by nature. You understand? Do you see how that worked? Notice, let's go back to verse 38 of Matthew 13. Come here, Muffin.
Said 38.
Yep. Make it 37 again.
It said, he answered and said unto them, he that sows the good seed is the Son of Man.
All right.
The field is the world.
The field is the world. The good seed
are the children of the kingdom.
So notice, these are the sons of dominion. These are the sons of reign. Go ahead.
Children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked.
The tares are the children of the wicked. Give them tares by definition for those who don't remember. Y'all remember what tares meant? If you don't, it's okay.
Mine said false way.
False way. You know, another one talk about it being black.
It's wheat, but the grains are black.
Wheat, but the grains are black. You know what that means when them grains is black? Your heart black. It's weak but full of darkness. Come on, give him 1 John chapter 1, verse 3 on general principles. Because he's saying, you know, if you walk in darkness, you don't know what? You don't know where you're going.
That which we have seen and heard declare we unto you, that you also may have fellowship with us. And truly our fellowship with the Father and with his Son, Yahushua HaMashiach.
That's right.
And these things write we unto you, that your joy may be full. This then is the message which we have heard of him, and declare unto you that Elohim is light.
Elohim is what?
It's light.
And no part?
Darkness.
Go ahead.
If we say that we have fellowship with him
and walk
in darkness,
we
lie. Do not the truth.
You ain't doing the faith if you say you walk with him and you in darkness. That's what the tares doing. See, everybody talking about the wheat and the tares being separated. No, see, the wheat and the tares ain't about you separating. You supposed to already know a tare from a wheat. This talking about Yahuwah gonna come separate, but not separate them like we be walking around here telling people the wheat and the tares is gonna get separated. He's talking about separating one to enter into his dominion and another to go to hell. Which is why you see that, why I'm asking you, we looking at this, because I mentioned to you about the lice and the mosquitoes. What does the book say that's going to be going on in the valley of Hinnom? Where the worm dies not, and the fire shall not be quenched. So they'll have a consistent and constant gnawing and biting on their flesh all their days. Continue. Matthew 13, verse 39.
It say, and the enemy that sows them is the devil, and the harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels.
Where can y'all read in the text about him talking about that harvest? You got two places you should be able to go off top where he talking about that harvest. Come on, little James. Nah, don't try to bite your glizzy and look off. You the one biting glizzies. I did that to see how you respond. You seen that video with that dude talking about, what's up with you? And I'm eating something and you think about a piece. Cuz killed that nigga with that one. Nah, it was a dude, he was sitting in there, he was ranking on the dude talking about, oh, that's why you eat the glizzy. And cuz who was eating the hot dog had a retort where he had Buddy sitting there looking stupid, like, what's up with you that you imagine the penis going in another man's mouth? Cuz was stuck, like, it's just a joke. He said, no, it ain't a joke, you got a serious problem, sir. Come on, man. Help me out, little Johnny. What you got, man? No, sir. Look at the context of the verse. Just don't say first fruit. That's being intellectually lazy. You better than that. You just got popped. Renee. Dang, you got taller from the last time I seen you, and that was just 6 days ago. What you been eating? You ate broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, milk, ice cream, cookies, spaghetti, chicken. Hey, you okay? You want to go there? Why? You don't want to go. You used to. Why you don't want to be on it now? You're a big girl. Y'all, you ain't figured it out, Johnny? Come on now. Y'all ain't figured this out with the harvest? I got to help you out. And there it is. But I'm going to give you where this out the text.
Yeah, I can't think of it.
Come on and give me Joel chapter 3, man, verse 8. Joel chapter 3 and verse 8.
And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the land of the children of Yehuda, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahuwah have spoken. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles, prepare war.
Do what?
Prepare war.
Do what?
Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
All right.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Let the who?
The weak say, I am strong.
Come on.
Assemble yourselves and come.
Come.
All you heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. There cause your mighty ones to come down, O Yahuwah. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat.
They'll come where?
The valley of Jehoshaphat.
To Armageddon.
Valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
That's right.
Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
Do what?
Put you in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe.
The harvest is ready.
Come get you down, for the press is full.
The what?
The press is full. The fats overflow.
The what?
The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Y'all, do we need to see Revelation 14? You need to see Revelation 14? She made the call for you. Revelation 14 and 14. What you looking for? You squinting your eyes like you can't see. You don't. It's always blame it on the glasses. You always have blame it on the rain. That was your favorite song, wasn't it? You'd be in the house singing Midnight. So you don't know blame it on the rain. And all you niggas need to get the hell out of my mouth. And you was in there singing it with a cup full of water. It's okay. Revelation 14 and 14.
Sit down. No.
And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. Another Malachim came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud.
What he said?
Thrust in your sickle and reap, for the time has come for you to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. And he that sat on the cloud thrust his sickle on the earth, and the earth was reaped.
The earth was what?
Reaped.
Now, you know what it said? And the reapers are the who? The Malachim. Go ahead.
And another Malachim came out of the temple, which is in Shamahim, he also having a sharp sickle. And another Malachim came out from the altar, which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in your sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine.
Notice he said this Malachim had power over fire. Already seen where Elijah was bringing fire. We finna see a little bit with it in the end too. Go ahead.
Of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the Malachim thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast into the great winepress of the wrath of Elohim. And the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress, even unto the horse bridles, by the space of 1,600 furlongs.
Give me Psalms 58 and 13. Well, those are the last two verses of Psalm 58.
It say, let them wilt away as waters which run continually when he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows. Let them be as cut in pieces, as a snail which melteth, let pass away, like the untimely birth of a woman. They may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as a whirlwind, both living in his wrath.
That's right.
The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth vengeance.
The righteous will do what?
Rejoice when they see his vengeance.
Why? Oh, that was it?
He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
He'll do what?
Wash his feet in the blood of the wicked.
Why he'll do that?
So that a man shall say, verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is Elohim that judges the earth.
That's what you're seeing when you not understand when them reapers come, and you saying, wait, you gonna get to wash your feet in their blood. You got to wash your feet. Let me say something, man. Because a lot of dudes don't want to talk about it. And Jeremiah 51 to tell you this. It also tell you this in what's the other place? In Revelation 18. You know about it? Revelation 18 and 20.
It says, rejoice over her.
Do what?
Rejoice over her.
Why?
Shamahim and the Kodash apostles and prophets. For Elohim has avenged you on her. And a mighty Malachim took a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And the voice of the harpers and musicians and pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatever craft shall be found any more in thee.
See, when you say that craft, remember that it is no more deceit. Remember where it said it's good for them in Revelation that they should drink blood because they shed blood. See, this is something like I said, tell you in Jeremiah. You know what I'm talking about? In them is found the blood of Yasharal. You familiar with that? You familiar with that, Lil James? He don't know. Come on to Jeremiah 51. Lil Johnny don't know. All Lil Johnny do is work and sleep. He don't remember nothing no more. Huh? That's accurate. But is it correct? Hey, man, I understand, brother. Ain't nobody saying you's a horrible individual. I work, I'm going to sleep. I don't want to talk. I don't want to do nothing. I want to go to sleep. I'm tired. I need to relax. Leave me alone. Y'all niggas don't know that nigga work 23 and a half hours and you feel like for them other 30 minutes. Talk to me. You crazy as hell. Nigga, I'm tired. Nigga said, nigga, one eye like this here, he can't keep it open. Other eye twitching. And you like here talk to me. Then you like, you're not paying attention. Nigga, I've been up the whole day. I can't think straight. I'm delirious. Ain't that right? Abby said it ain't right. Abby don't know. Come on, man. Jeremiah 51, man, verse 48.
It says, then shall Mahim and the rocks and all that is therein shall sing for Babylon, for the spoiler shall come into her from the north, says Yahuwah.
As Babylon
have called the slain of Yasharal to fall.
So at Babylon
shall fall the slain of all the earth.
Everybody gonna die. Everybody is gonna die in that place. See, that's tough right there. See, that's something that a lot of people don't want to be able to deal with and understand that there will be a recompense for the righteous. You're gonna wash your feet in these people's blood so that you can know it's a reward. You not understand something, right? They spilled Hamashiach blood, didn't they? So he gonna get to wash his feet in their blood. And guess what he told? And guess what? See, that's the whole thing, right? Now you see what said the other element of that John 13 talking about? Y'all know what's in John 13, don't you? Dr. Glover, you know what's in John 13? You supposed to know, man. You've been in the word since you was 5. You're 33 now. He said, don't put that on me. I ain't 33 yet. Y'all know what's in John 13? Who knows what happened in John 13 without looking at it? Doris. You know what's in John 13, Renee? You better pick up a book and read it. Who knows what's in John 13? But that ain't what we talking about. What happened in John 13? That happened, but that ain't what we talking about. What did they do? He washed their feet. And when he told Peter, when Peter said, nah, you ain't gonna wash my feet, he said, man, if you don't let me do this, he said, you ain't got no what? Man, don't you understand that when he washed their feet, he would let them know they could come back later and they could wash their feet in these people's blood? Don't you know if you got a part of this, man, you get to wash your feet in these people's blood? Didn't it just say in Psalm 58 that the righteous might know that there's a reward? Now, of course, they wouldn't understand and know that the washing of the feet is also a sign of humility and respect, but also let them know you don't get to wash our feet again. And I'm going to wash your feet for you. But this time, we're going to wash it in their blood. You see, it said he tread the wine press. See, a lot of people don't want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? That's something that certain people who understand the word, they look forward to that for the day that they can wash their feet in these people's blood. Some people be like, what type of God would do that? Man, get up out of here, man. Let me tell you something. We done talked about this before. all through Egypt, who they wanted to kill? Firstborn. When you got to the time of the Romans when Mashiach was finna be born, who they wanted to kill? Firstborn. Remember, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. Why did Herod want to kill the firstborn? Why did he want to do it? He knew that what the book said. Remember, right? Your forefathers knew that Mashiach was coming. How did they know it? So he mentioned that he knew he'd be born in Bethlehem. But they knew from Daniel chapter 9 the time period of when he was supposed to come. They laid him out, gave him the whole time period. That's why they was looking. That's right. He said, a just God. That's right. You know what I'm saying? But they knew a Mashiach was coming. And Herod knew that the Israelites knew they was coming and they was looking for him. That's why he asked, where they say he gonna be born at? Or the book say Bethlehem. Kill all the children in Bethlehem. All the firstborn. See, we be walking around here thinking these people ain't. That's why when people say, "Oh, he's fine." No, no. Now, how could a generation that far from when Daniel was written know? Oh, this is the time the Lord's supposed to be here, because they looked in the text. Text told the same stuff that we be talking about. Looking at, bro, that's the same thing they did. That Daniel 9 say from the rebuilding of Jerusalem to Mashiach is boom, boom, boom. The people seen that. Oh yeah, man. Book say he's supposed to be here. That's the same way when it was time to leave out of Babylon, they knew, boy, 70 years, it's time to go. See, we the only group of people be trying to read every current event and all this extra stuff in the stuff. When your forefathers looked at it and said this, when this, and that's what it is, that's how we move. And that's what made Herod and the Romans an evil group of individuals, because they knew the Son of God was coming and they were trying to kill him. So you don't think it's just that they blood get shed? Praise who, Mother Shalom. You don't think it's just they blood get shed? They ought to die. And they turn. You know what I'm talking about? When you sit back and you see Pharaoh talking about, oh man, people they come up, kill all the sons. All your sons supposed to die. You know what I'm saying? See, what problem is you got too many men who acting like hoes, talking about what type of God would do this, they done tamper with the word, and get your coward pine out of here, nigga. Somebody gotta die. You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. And we ain't talking about no Biggie Smalls record. At the same token, somebody gotta die. You can't be doing this stuff you've been out here doing and don't think you're not gonna pay for that. And that's what people's problem is. The type of God to kill them kids. They were just joking. That's what's wrong with niggas. Ain't no child got no business joking on no grown man. Especially not no one who a man of God. They got what they deserve. You should shut your mouth. But you know what your problem is? You think that you can say and do whatever you want. Ain't no consequence for it. That's why you cry every time Mr. Charlie busts you upside your head when this man said he gave them the sword to punish people who get out of pocket. You ain't never read nowhere in the text when them people came and messed with no righteous man. The only time you see strangers messing with a righteous man is when you took them to him. There's nowhere do you read where the Romans was thinking about Yahushua, talking about, boy, we got to kill him. We got to lock him up. You ever read it? Herod wasn't studying this man. You know why Herod wanted to see him? Say he wanted to see a miracle done by him. Ain't that what it said? He didn't say he wanted to lock him up. Pilate was like this here, man. Why y'all bringing him to me, man? Y'all deal with that. Well, they lawful for us to put any man to death. Ain't that what they said? Lying. Lying. You know how we know they lying? They said it ain't lawful for them to put anybody to death, right? That's what they said, right? And they want to put that woman in adultery to death. Lying. Lying. You know what I'm talking about? But at Brew, we don't want to talk about that. That's right. You always see righteous man get looked after in the midst of trouble. But I'm just trying to pinpoint something, you know what I'm talking about? Get you to understand. These people got to die. And I ain't specifying no specific nationality. If you're contrary to Yahuwah, and more specifically for this conversation, if you're in power, I don't care who you is and what country you run, if you have willfully and wantonly spilled the blood on the house of Yahshua, whether saint or sinner, well, you got to pay for that. You got to pay for that. You know what I'm talking about? Don't this book say this man fine, precious in his sight, the death of his saints? You think you ain't gonna pay for that? Then you don't think that people gonna have to pay the fact that they shed God blood on the earth? Well, you got to pay for that. Because what the law say? Whosoever sheds man's blood, by man must his blood be shed. That's what the law say. These goofy niggas around here, take your panties off, man. Get you some boxer briefs. Take them doggone Tampax back. Stand up and pee. Be a doggone man. We go behind these niggas weak, man. I don't want to hear no nigga crying about somebody got to die. Somebody got to die. It is what it is. Does that offend you? You don't even know what that means. Why you got them big old beads in your hair? Them beads look like they weigh more than your hair. They heavy. You looking at it too. No. Yeah, he coming to shed blood. They shed his blood, but you don't want nobody. You don't want him to shed none in return. Okay. Where we at?
John 15.
No, I was just referencing that. You ain't got to get. Okay. Well, yeah, I said.
He was in the Jeremiah 51.
Yeah, I'm good at Jeremiah 51. Come back to Matthew 13. And now you know why I'm also referencing that? Because guess what? What does the book of Amos say that Esau broke as it pertains to Jacob? Brotherly covenant. What does the book of Obadiah say that Esau was doing with the nations? He said he was consenting unto the blood right along with him. He was ready to shed it. Guess what that points you back to? Cain and Abel. See, Esau got the same doggone spirit that Cain had. Give me 1 John chapter 3, man, verse 9, verse 10. Matter of fact, you could make it 8. We'll run it about verse 14. That's what's in my mind. But we'll see. And I'm just giving you the point where you know you ain't got to stop. 1 John chapter 3, verse 8.
It says, he that committeth sin is of the devil, and the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim is manifest, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of Elohim does not commit sin, for his seed remain in him. And he cannot sin, because he is born of Elohim. And this is the children of Elohim are manifest, and the children of the adversary.
That's right.
Devil. Whosoever doeth righteousness, whoever doeth not righteousness is of Elohim, neither he that loveth not his brother.
Either he's a love not. You ain't an Elohim if you don't love your brother. Guess what that make Esau? That make him of the devil. But see, not because he of the devil, because he of a particular nationality or skin tone, but because he hates his brother. Because what did we read in Genesis? It say from that point, he despised his birthright and wanted to kill his brother. Remember, right? Your peace offering. What did that peace offering word by definition define to? Friendship offering. See, the devil and Esau don't want to be friends with the righteous and with Jacob. That's why it said Yahuwah hated him. Because guess what? If you're going to be a friend to Jacob, Jacob was a what? A perfect man dwelling in tents. He dwelling in booths. And guess what? The righteous are an abomination to the unrighteous, and the unrighteous are an abomination to the righteous, or the just are an abomination to the unjust, and the unjust is an abomination to the just. You know what I'm talking about? And those who are of the flesh persecute those who are of the spirit to this day. That's what Paul wrote and told you. See, I'm trying to get you to understand the concept of what that battle going to be like, because we already discussed it the week before, that the final battle is going to be between Esau and Jacob over the birthright. Esau is going to get his opportunity to have the birthright, and he's going to seek to do what he want to do to his brother, which is killing. Which is why he's going to persecute the woman and the remnant of her seed, those who have the commandments of Elohim. And because let's put it this way, right? If he rejected the birthright, he also has to reject the covenant, which is why he's making intelligence with those who forsake the Kadash covenant. He has to do that because he has a despising of the word. So he wants you to be in a covenant with him based off the inheritance that he got. Because there's a big difference, right? We always talk, it's the Saudi Arabian, bump all that. It say Esau gonna rule by his what? But when they seen with Mashiach, when Mashiach came, what did he rule by? By the word. You see the difference? He ruled by the word. Esau ruling by the sword. Esau killing those who won't obey. What did Yahushua say? He said, you judge. He said, I don't judge any man. He said, but if I did judge, my judgment is true. Did he come bearing the sword? And then he come bearing repentance and salvation. You see the difference? Esau ain't bearing that. The beast ain't bearing that. See, from now on, when I say Esau, I'm talking about the beast. And we talking about in context of the beast. That's how I want you to see him. I want you to think about the beast, and I want you to think about Esau and the blessing he got and how he gonna do it. What he gonna do? He speak against God. That's what the book say. Abigail, at this juncture of your life, I am not your personal laundry. For all your days, for all 72 months that you've been alive, you've treated me like a personal laundry. I'm more than a chair. You okay, Abby? What you want? Come here. Come here. Come here. What you want? You don't want nothing? You just want some attention. Come on, where we at? First John. 1 John 3 and what? 10?
Yes, sir. 11. You want a little bit of that?
Go ahead.
Well, this is the message that you heard from the beginning.
That you should what?
Love one another.
You should do what?
Love one another.
Esau didn't love his brother. Come on.
Not as Cain.
Not as who?
Not as Cain. It was of that wicked one.
Who was of that who?
Wicked one.
Who you think Esau was?
Slew his brother.
He did what?
Slew his brother.
If Esau had a chance, he would have did it to Jacob. And guess what? In the end, that's exactly what he gonna do. Go ahead.
And wherefore slew him?
Why?
Because his own works were evil.
Ain't the beast works evil? That's why he want to slay you.
And his brother's righteous.
And you righteous. Listen to it.
Marvel not, my brother.
Don't be amazed.
If the world hates you.
Don't be amazed.
We know that we have passed from death unto life.
Why?
Because we love the brother.
Go ahead.
He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
And what you think gonna happen to the beast? Why you think the book say he hate Esau? Because he don't love his brother. Let's take a look for those who don't think that he don't love his brother, that he love his brother. Saying we just talking. Come on to Genesis 27, man. I'm just trying to find the verse to get straight to the point. Verse 41. Listen to why it say Esau hated him. Genesis 27 and 41.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing.
Because of what?
The blessing.
Because of what?
The blessing.
Go ahead.
Wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Then
will I slay my brother Jacob.
Pause. Now I'm gonna read you some of these things that he blessed him with. Y'all ready for that? Back up to verse 25. Saints. Leah. You trying to run away from me? Why? Mean corn chip, baby. Genesis 27 and 25. And he said, bring near to me, and I will eat of my son's Vincent, and my soul may baruch you. And he said, and he brought near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he did drink. Look at what he brought him. What he just brought him right here in verse 25. Why is that important, what he brought him here in verse 25? He brought him flesh and drink. Because my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. And this is my body, and this is the blood of the new covenant. So he's showing you with this blessing that he's going to enter into a covenant with Yahuwah. Because at the same token, what did Melchizedek bring to Isaac's dad? Same thing. Pay attention. He came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment and baruched him. See the smell of my son as the smell of a field with Yahuwah Baruch. Give him field by definition, sir.
All day. field, or land.
Land. Why is that important? That this is the land or field that Yahuwah has blessed. All you need to do is go back to the beginning. That's all you need to do is go back to that garden. Was that not a field that Yahuwah had blessed? Smelled the smell of Adam, and he saw it was good. Let's continue. Therefore, Elohim give you to do a shamahim, the fatness of the earth, plenty of corn and wine. Let people do what? Serve you. Let nations bow down to you. Be Lord over your brethren. Let your mother's sons bow down to you. Curse everyone that cursed you. Baruch he that Baruch you. See, that's something that Esau didn't get. Why you think Satan asked Yahushua to bow down and worship him? That's what everybody looking for. That's what Satan is looking for. That's what the beast's looking for. That's not what Isaac gave to Esau. So what is the thing that Esau hates? He hates the fact that everyone has to be in subjection to Jacob. This means that everybody has to be in subjection to Yahushua. That's what he hates. You know what else he hates? He got to do with Shamahim. Give him Hosea 6:1, Sid.
And come and let us return unto Yahuwah, for he hath torn and he will heal us.
He done what?
He hath torn and he will heal us.
That's right.
He hath smitten, he will bind us up.
That's right.
After 2 days will he revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
We're going to live forever.
Then shall we know we follow on to know Yahuwah. His going forth is prepared as the morning.
It's prepared as what?
The morning.
Prepared as what?
The morning.
Don't you know the day was prepared from the foundation of the world?
And he shall come unto us as the rain, as the latter and former rain unto the earth.
See, that's dealing with that dude from Shamahim, because they ain't get no rain for a 3.5 year period. The heavens will shut up. See, again, let's talk about that period when, in Amos, he tell you, man, it's going to be a famine. Get it for him, man. Amos 8, man. What it is, man. What verse it is? 10?
Then I will turn your feast into mourning and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all the loins and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as mourning of an only son, or a only, and in the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come that Yahuwah Elohim will send a famine in the land.
Send a what?
A famine in the land.
What's going on with that?
Not a famine of bread.
Not a famine of bread.
Nor of thirst for water.
No thirst of water.
But of hearing the words of Elohim.
Which means in reality you would be for hunger for bread and thirst for water. Because faith come by hearing, and hearing come by the word. So if you can't get no bread, you ain't getting the body of the Lamb. And if you're thirsty, that means ain't no ruach for you to drink. You're going to have a problem. See, we done talked about that before. The holding back of dew from heaven or causing it not to rain on the earth is the holding back of the ruach. But it say that in Numbers 24 about him raining his spirit down like showers, pouring it out like buckets. Get it for him, Sivy. Numbers 24:5.
How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, your tabernacles, O Yasharal, as the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side, as the trees of lime, aloes, which Yahuwah have planted, as cedar trees beside the waters.
Don't you see that he said, giving an example of a garden of Eden right here? Go ahead.
He shall pour the water out of his buckets.
He pour do what?
Pour the water out of his buckets, and his seed be in many waters, and his king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted.
You notice how he say he pour water out of his buckets. You're gonna pour the ruach on the man. You understand? See, Esau, he don't get that. It'll mention dew of heaven from above, but he getting a different type of dew. Let's come back to Genesis 27. Also, the other point, right? You can curse Satan. You can curse the beast. He can't curse him. He can't curse Mashiach. Because if you curse him, Mashiach, guess what you've done? You blaspheme. And I'm just showing you the difference on why Esau, because the book say he hated him because of the blessing. See, a lot of people don't realize, we talk about this like literally the scribes and the Pharisees played the role of Esau. Because they hated Mashiach because of the blessing. They didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have it not because Yahuwah didn't want to give it to them, it's because they rejected it. Indeed. So let's come back. I'm over here a little bit down here to verse 38 of Genesis 27. Hey, get it together before I get you together. Boy, ain't nobody scared of you, cuz. Hey, be quiet. Be quiet. You being rude.
It said, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven of above.
And your sword.
And by the sword shall you live.
And then he said, you're going to do what?
You will serve your brother.
That's it, right? Never did Jacob ever get told that he had to serve. Remember how we talked about this is why Satan hated Mashiach? Because he had to serve him.
All right.
It had nothing to do with how he didn't want to serve Adam. He didn't want to serve the Lord. Go ahead. And that's also the key point, what you see with the beast. He don't want to serve Yahuwah. He want people to serve him. Which goes back to the conversation we had yesterday. He that's greatest among you, let him be a servant. See, Satan don't want to be a servant. Go ahead.
It says, by the sword you shall live and you shall serve your brother. It shall come to pass when thou hast had dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off your neck.
See, when he get dominion. See, nowhere in here is Esau giving dominion over Jacob. Jacob got dominion forever. Now you mad because you don't get the rule. You ain't got a blessing for me? No, I don't. I don't have anything. And as we talked about last week, remember what he said? He saw it carefully with what?
Tears.
And he didn't care. You ain't care. I don't want to catch them crocodile tears. Don't mean nothing. You know, a lot of people like to say, it's just so cruel, that's just so mean. And again, you used to people who being swayed by your emotional displays of fakeness. Guess what? Ahab wept, didn't it? Didn't Ahab weep? What you would say? He said, you know what? Because he humbled himself and his heart was tender before me. You know what he said? He said, I ain't gonna kill him. He's gonna kill all his sons, but he ain't gonna see it. He's gonna still kill all his sons, because I admit that. I'm gonna kill all his sons. All the big men. You know what I'm talking about? But he ain't gonna see it. See, Yahuwah ain't no tyrant. You show some level of humility. You say, you know what? Look at him. That boy repented for my sight. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna kill him today. I'm gonna kill him, but not today. You know what I'm talking about? That's what people don't understand. You just because you said you were sorry, don't absolve you of the consequence. See, that's how a lot of people be feeling with crimes, right? They feel like because you committed a crime and you said I'm sorry, the judge shouldn't give you all that time. No, buddy. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Man, I just seen a sentencing of a dude. Man, that nigga was up in the last, mocking the family. He done killed a young nigga. He young himself. He done for a robbery. They wouldn't even. How you rob somebody broke as shit? He laughing. He thinking he finna go home. Yeah, he going home in 35 years. He looking stupid then. You know what I'm saying? But the reason why I say that is you get caught up in situations in the courts. And see, this is the thing, right? Because this is what niggas love to say. And you hear people throw these arbitrary stats out here. White people don't get sentenced like that. That's how I know that's niggas who ain't never been to prison. And they ain't never been to jail. And they ain't never been to courts. You know what I'm saying? But depending on the crime and who that white man is, oh, he going on the road. You know what I'm talking about? He gonna get rid of him. Now, he may get a chance to come in there a few more times before they get rid of him. You get to come in there. But boy, I done seen white boys, boy, and they done got rid of him. You know, and get what? I done seen some niggas with a charges like, boy, you lucky these crackers ain't bammed you yet. Well, I know a dude, boy, 5 cell charges, boy, and on his 5th one, he went to trial and lost, and they only gave him 10. You know what I'm talking about? Well, you was a habitual felony offender. They could have gave you 40, 50. Only gave him 10. He was crying about that. I'm like, you ought to thank the Lord. That's the dude I told you came back to me. How I know this Bible true? Because I was in the HO dorm, and everybody in there writing Bible verses and putting it in their shoe when they go to court. Always standing in a circle, singing "Trouble Don't Last Always." I wish I were lying. If you done been to jail before, you know them boys like to do that. They get in there, they go to sing them songs, bro. You know what I'm saying? And the dude who was the preacher, that nigga was sour. I remember just sitting back looking at it. Everybody standing in the prayer circle. He the only one with his head up watching everybody. And he had them paying tithes. In the dorm, nigga, break trades, commissary. Yeah, that's the pastor. Gotta make sure the pastor's straight.
Man, go ahead.
Okay, fourth floor, nigga. Johnny E. Good pre-trial detention center, nigga, 2005. No cap. Nowhere. Straight up now. Boy, I never forget that long as I live. No, that nigga wasn't no real preacher. That nigga was facing about 1,000 years just like them niggas, man.
Also,
how they preaching for that?
Man, them niggas go back because the niggas shaking in their boots, man. Them people talking about 70 years. Man, I don't care who preached to me. The dog can preach to me. Somebody tell me something. I need to feel better about myself.
Tell me it's gonna be all right.
Tell me it's gonna be all right. The white folks talking about getting defaulted.
Damn, it ain't so.
Boy, I'm talking about, man, Jesus wasn't a thought on their mind. Boy, they get in that jail. Jesus. I need Jesus. I'm telling you, hold on. Mother Sharonda says she got a question. After we presented the Yahushua as his bride, what happens next? Is the tribulation over? Or is this when the bloody war starts? I got you, Mother Sharonda. We can rock that out right now. Yeah, seriously though, man. Like, hey, man. See, be thankful. None of y'all done been to jail. If you did, you was in and out. You know what I'm talking about? But when you ain't going nowhere for a while, and you got to order you a Snickers off that commissary account, you see some things. You understand me? You see some things, man. Now, I ain't been in there in a long time. I ain't been in there in 17 years. Ain't no telling what them young niggas got going on in there now. You know what I'm saying? These young boys wild and reckless. They probably fighting and beating on everybody with no regard. You know what I'm talking about? Well, they were doing that then, but it probably worked now. Because these young boys don't seem to care. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Buddy was in there preaching to them people, man. You know what I'm saying? And they were tithing to him. Because I was in it when I was on that floor. That's when the serial killer came in there. I told you about the serial killer, the cab driver, Russo, psychopathic, degenerate. You know what I'm saying? That was just wild to actually like, boy, you in the presence of a real serial killer. Like they could do a documentary about this nigga and people would watch it. You know what I'm saying? This nigga going around driving cabs in 3 different states, killing people. Nothing but women. You know what I'm saying? Dude was a weirdo. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, man. Man, look at man. Preaching the word is a racket. I told you when you get to prison, people only get in the word for protection. Same reason why dudes become Muslims. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody on either side, but that's why they do it. Because people feel like, oh, that's a religious brother. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of dudes do, man. Dude, and guess what, boy? I remember one time, man, I went up to the Ramadan with the Muslim boy. Boy, the boy was in there like they were boom. Then you got some niggas who be like me, boy, they'll sign up for something just to get out the door.
That was you?
Oh yeah, man. I'm get up out of here. I'm tired of talking to you, man. You niggas in here farting and lying. You know what I'm talking about? I gotta get up out of here. You know what I'm talking about? And man, them Muslim boys was up there because you got 5%ers, you got Shiite Muslims, you got Nation of Islam, you got Sunni Muslims. Don't none of them agree, and they all ready to fight. I'd be sitting there looking at these niggas, man. Shoot, where that food at? You know what I'm talking about? Because you know they give them a little spread. You know what I'm saying? You breaking your fast. You ain't got to eat that junk that's in the cafeteria. Shoot, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't walking there saying nothing. I walked in there like, shoot, what's going on, boy? I ain't do none of that, man. I'm just sitting in there with them.
Oh, what a bomb.
Where that non-penitentiary food at? You know what I'm talking about? Straight up and down. That's it, man. You need that non-penitentiary. You know what I'm talking about? Well, that non-penitentiary food better than that junk. Well, I hadn't been in there about a good 3 years. Boy, that penitentiary food make you sad. Man, you be in there looking like, well, I got to get the hell out of here, man. I got 3 more years. Damn. When I got there, you know what I'm talking about? When I first got to Butler, boy, that was June 2005. Look like I bought me that on my birthday. But look at you got here on your birthday, huh? You like that gift? I want to.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
You know what I'm saying? Well, they do niggas dirty, man. They showed us that little dog when they knock niggas' goals out. It ain't no doggone myth. You know what I'm talking about? No story they just tell. Man, them crackers that Butler got a doggone people jar full of nigga gold teeth. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in. Bam! Not that junk. Don't matter if it's a plate, permanent or not. They finna see if it's permanent. They finna knock it right out your mind, man. They had to kill me. You know what I'm saying? They'd had to kill me, boy. It's a lot of stuff that people, man, y'all gonna have to kill me, boy. I can't go out like this anymore. Hey, man, I seen boy get slapped, man, at that. I said, oh, no. No. I told y'all that I'm looking around seeing niggas gonna move. I was at Go Correction. So when you reckless eyeballing my woman, bah! I said, boy, I know these niggas finna ride. I'm finna steal off on one of these crackers too. Well, these niggas ain't even moving, man. These niggas ain't even moving. Man, them boys were neutered and spayed. You know what I'm talking about? You can't even get neutered and spayed. They were both outside and inside. You know what I'm saying? Everything. They were done, man. And I only say that because I see that with a lot of brothers with the word. Like, keep people with the busser move, people are gonna fold, bro. People are gonna fold, bro. They're not gonna ride. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna ride. They're not gonna ride. That junk kind of sad. You know what I'm saying? Where we at?
You said you're just gonna get her right.
No, I'm gonna work that in. It'll trail in what I'm doing. I'm good at Genesis 27. You already ready. You late.
He said, I'm trying to stay there in the end.
You get an F on your midterm.
I'm still here. I'm still strong.
Nah, he going to some school with Glory. Y'all, matter of fact, y'all going to winter school. Everybody get out for break for Christmas and Thanksgiving. Y'all still got to come to class. Ain't nobody in there with y'all but the janitor and the teacher's assistant. I guess since the janitor just got locked up for touching students.
As long as it ain't R. Kelly.
But he didn't get locked up for touching students. He did this outside of school. People, they want to find that out. Bump your head up against my wall again, and you're going to become a permanent part of it. Come on, man. Give me 1 John. Where you was at in 1 John 3. Give me verse 13 one more time. Hey, y'all come over here, sit down and be quiet. It's not interact with your daddy day. Like you do that at home. That's what y'all be coming over here for. Y'all don't come over here to listen. Give me verse 13 again, though.
It says, marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brother. He that loveth not his brother is abided in death.
Whosoever abiding what?
In death. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
Is a what?
A murderer.
And what the book say you Satan is?
A murderer.
Because he hated his brother. Remember, right? What did the Malachim tell John? I'm of your brethren. Satan hated his brother. He hated Adam. Which means he hated God. Which means he hates you. And Esau got that same heart. Come on.
And you know that no murderer have eternal life abiding in him. Hereby perceive we the love, because he has laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brother.
You ought to do what?
Lay down our lives for the brother.
Esau ain't dying for nobody. Remember, that's the blessing, right? For your mother's brothers to bow down to you, what did he have to do? He had to make a sacrifice that Esau was not willing to make, because that's a part of that birthright. Esau wasn't willing to do that. Esau ain't had that kind of heart. Go ahead.
It says, but whosoever have the world, whosoever have this world's good, and
that's good. So, where I need to go at now? Come back to X. I got to make sure we work what Mother Sharona asked me. Because I will tell you this part, at least it's here, right? The tribulation of Mother Sharona is before we're presented as his bride. Matter of fact, the tribulation and the war is before. Both of those things are before. Those are things that everybody who's gonna be saved gonna have to go through. All us gonna have, if we're alive during that time. We're alive during that time. Because some of us gonna have to die. You know what I'm talking about? Truth be told, just as taken here, that's male or female. that everybody that's sitting in this room. You know what I'm talking about? I would say that if we would just say everybody in the room, 3/4 of them don't have to die or go to jail. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying that the shock value really could say 4/5. You know what I'm talking about? Most of us are going to be killed and have to go to jail. You should already have that resolved in your mind that I'm more than likely going to be killed or incarcerated for the word. You should already just have that in your mind, set, primed, ready, and accepted that that's what's going to happen. I remember a long time ago, me and Fat Boy had that conversation. Shoot, they going to kill us, so bump that joint. You know what I'm saying? You got to go. See, most people are not going to make it because they're not going to accept that reality. That's why you hear a lot of stuff that Bruce be saying, it's almost over, we got to go. We're going to be delivered. You notice they don't never talk about none of this other stuff that the book say got to happen. Because the book say the saints going to be overcome. That's what the book say. That's what Daniel said. That's what Revelation say. That's what Mashiach said. Bruce don't never want to talk about that. Then they don't want to talk about why you'll be overcame. They want to talk to you about it's because we're Israelites. They're not telling you it's because you believe the word and you standing on the word. And there's opposition against the word because somebody has a despising for the blessing that you hold, and you are proclaiming the covenant of that blessing, exercising your right as the firstborn by reason of your inheritance, and they're going to despise you for it, and you're going to have to stand on that. See, them boys don't want to talk about it. They want to make you believe that America's so wicked and the nation's keeping this great secret from you that you, the people of the book, he going to come deliver us, and we're gonna rule. No, ho, nigga, you're going to have to be a man and stand for something. And a lot of these niggas is pussies, and they're not gonna stand. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not gonna sugarcoat that. If that language offended you, I can't do nothing about that. But I'm just letting you know, these niggas is hoes. Some of these dudes you think is tough, when it come time to the come, you should already know that because you got gangsters and killers who rat. So you don't think it's dudes in the word that ain't gonna rat? And when I say gangsters and killers, I ain't talking about these little jitterbugs you see get locked up and go to telling. I'm talking about killer. Sammy the Bull was a killer. A stone cold murder. And he ratted. And he ratted. And he told. You know what I'm talking about? And he told to try to escape the consequences of the choices and decisions that he made to be a killer. So you don't think it's going to be dudes who you see that proclaim they love you who are so much and they going to tell. Because when it come down to going to jail or dying, they ain't died in the flesh. So what make you think they going to die in the flesh? They not. A lot of these boys, they can't go to jail. They not going to make it. They ain't going to know what to do. All they going to be thinking about is freedom. We done already talked about it. Man, look here, man. You ain't going to be able to buy or sell unless you got the what? The covenant of the beast. Let's not say Mark no more. Let's call it what it is. The covenant of the devil. And you got a lot of people that's going to make a covenant with the devil because of their appetites, because of their lust. I don't care if you know you were Israelite. And if you falling for that, you a goofy. You know what I'm saying? You a real lame. You a real lame. You know what I'm saying? Don't go for that. Now, one thing I do know, sons of God are not falling for that. Ain't no son of Allah, he ain't care about no jail. He don't care about buying and selling either. You know what I'm saying? You know why? You know why a son of God wouldn't care about buying and selling? Because Yahushua had already told you what time it was. Take no thought for your life, what you should eat and what you should drink. He done already told you that. So I'm not concerned. If I can't buy and sell, nigga, I'ma still eat. Nigga, what is you talking about? Niggas, you dumb? Nigga, you stupid as hell. I'm not worried about that. What you don't take this covenant, you ain't gonna eat. Says who? Never been forsaken or begging for bread. So what are you talking about? You sound dumb. I'm not listening to you. You know what I'm talking about? C-boy don't want to hear that. That man told you in famine, ain't no famine gonna touch you. And when 10,000 bodies fall, they gonna fall all around you and you gonna look at it. That's what he told us. So we don't care nothing about that. We ain't worried about that. You understand? That's why we focus on the thing that we focus on. He is around here in goofy land, man. You know what I'm talking about? He boy goof troop. You know what I'm talking about? You don't know about goof troop? You watch goof troop? No, the cartoon. Yeah, I'm gonna say these niggas looking at me like they ain't never watched. I was gonna say, good Lord. You know what I'm saying? Niggas goofies, man. They not gonna make it, bro. They're not gonna make it. Because their minds is not set on if I die, I die. Oh, no, ma'am, Mother Sharona. Those of us who don't take the covenant of the beast will be persecuted. You know what I'm saying? We'll be persecuted. Mother Sharona just asked, in the 3.5 years of Jacob's trouble, those who didn't take the covenant of the devil, if alive, will be caught up. We won't be actually caught up to the Lord get here. So we're going to have to be able to endure to stand on the word. Matter of fact, give me Revelation 6, man. Verse 8. Why y'all over there whispering and talking? Let my hands do some whispering. Right upside the back of your head. Who wanted first? Abigail or you? Why would you volunteer her? So you get hit first. Come on. Come on. No, you want to get hit. Sit there and be quiet. So next time you don't get no choice. I'm gonna pop you upside the back of your head.
It says, and I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and Hell followed him.
It might be chapter 5 then. 5 and 8.
5 and 8. And we had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of the odors which are the prayers of the saints. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof.
I'm all in the wrong spot. What I did, it was chapter 6, but it's verse 9. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 9.
And when they had opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain.
The souls of them that were what?
Slain.
They were what?
Slain.
For what? What they were killed for?
For the word of Elohim.
The word of who?
The Elohim.
Go ahead.
And the testimony.
And the what?
The testimony.
Which they held.
That's right.
That's what they got killed for. See, at the end of the day, with Moses and Elijah, Pharaoh and Jezebel wanted to kill him for the word and the testimony that they held. See, Pharaoh couldn't get to Moses, so guess who he took it out on? He took it out on the people. And why is that important? Because Moses was as who? And Aaron was his what? So guess what? Since he couldn't get to the father and the son being Moses and Aaron in that aspect, Pharaoh took them burdens out on the people and persecuted them. And the persecution didn't stop till they got delivered. You know what I'm talking about? So see, he persecuted the saints. And he also blasphemed the tabernacle of Elohim, and blasphemed the name of Elohim, and blasphemed Shamahi. Pharaoh did all of that. He did all of that. Everything that Esau gonna do in the end, Pharaoh did in the front end. You know what I'm talking about? So, and just to keep this in mind too, Mother, everything we went through in Egypt is how we gonna go through it at the end. So none of us got took up and hid out the way in Egypt. We all had to go through that. Now see, also this is the flip side. This is the difference. The plagues that fell on the Egyptians didn't touch us. But see, the plagues that's going to fall on Esau's kingdom at the end, that junk going to touch whoever in covenant with it. It only ain't going to touch those who got the seal of the covenant of Elohim in them. Those who got the Ruach HaKodesh, that's not going to touch them.
Well, wasn't it kind of like the same with bruise that ain't put the blood on them?
Yeah, but they never said that no bruise didn't put their blood on them. So I ain't going to speculate and insinuate that some didn't. I'm going to take it that they all did. You know what I'm talking about? See, we don't want to talk about these things. That's like I said, by the grace of you, and like I say, man, some brothers will come around here and think, y'all brothers trying to be controversial, not knowing. But we always talk about this in some shape, form, or fashion from a different camera angle for you to see the same movie. You know what I'm talking about? You ever watch the director's cut to give you different camera angles? You know what I'm saying? See, what most people like to look at is they want to look at the film version. But those who in the films, guess what they like to watch? The director's cut. They like to go look at the director's cut because they want to see it from the mind frame of the creator. So see, when you go looking at the testimony of Yahushua, you're trying to look at the director's cut. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to see it from the point of view of the maker. See, what gets to the movie theater, what gets to your streaming service, is what the studio wants you to see. See, these goofy fall prophesy here, that's what the studio wants you to see. See, Yahuwah want to give you somebody who's going to show you the director's cut. You know what I'm saying? Look at it from my point of view. Because, the director's cut be more intimate to the director. Because he wants you to see the story from how he believed it ought to be told versus how the studio believed it ought to be told. Because, you know, when you get a movie and they go to edit it, you know what I'm talking about? They going to edit it and say, no. That's why they get in the option. Because, you know, most directors might be happy with the conclusion, but it don't be what they wanted it to be. You know what I'm talking about? That's right. So the Quran mentioned Ezekiel. You know what I'm saying?
Ezekiel.
You got to remember that. So when you look at the testimony of Yahushua, that's the director's cut. You know what I'm saying? So what we're looking at is to understand what's going to happen. People are not ready. They're not ready. Their souls ain't ready. Come on, man. Read that verse 9 one more time. Revelation 6 and 9. Jeremiah.
It says, and when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of Elohim and the testimony which they held. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Master Kadash and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
And white
robes were given unto every one of them.
It was said
unto them that they should rest yet for a little season
until
their fellow servants
and their brethren
that should be killed as they were should be fulfilled.
See, some of us got to die. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no just some. A lot of us got to die. We read in Revelation 12 where it says he'll go to make war with the remnant of her seed. But remember, right, Mashiach told you, get John 16 and 1. I'll let the Lord tell it to you, man. That shouldn't make your heart be troubled. He said, I tell you these things so you don't be offended. See, that's the problem with niggas. They don't tell nobody this from the dump street. Then when it happens, they mad with you. I've been telling you this stuff. So you don't be offended and so you don't be shocked. So you don't walk around here and no la land tomorrow. Why are you going to jail? Keep messing with me. You ought to rejoice you're going to jail for the word. If you don't, you ought to go to hell. You know why? Because the blessing of God on you and you deemed yourself unworthy of salvation and the blessing from heaven. So shoot, clearly that means you must want hell. That's the only thing that I can ascertain. Because he told you, if you be persecuted for his name's sake, and people separate you from their company and cast your name as evil, he said, rejoice, because your name written in heaven. That's what the Lord said, is it not? That's what he said. Come on, man. Give me John 16 and 1 and then shoot. We go ahead and look at it. Luke 6 and 22.
These things have I spoken unto you that you should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogue.
Hold on. These things are what?
Spoken.
That you should not
be offended.
I've spoken these things so you should not
be offended.
And what they gonna do to you?
They shall put you out the synagogue.
They gonna put you out their congregations.
Yet the time coming, whosoever killeth you will think they do Elohim.
And they gonna kill you and think they did something for you.
And these things they will do unto you because
they know not me,
not known the Father,
nor me. You don't know my Father and you don't know me. So he said, you know what? They're gonna kill you. They gonna put you out. Niggas be around here. See, I'm fulfilling John 16. They put me on the church. Of course, you went in there bothering them people. I put your back behind out too. These niggas so goofy that if somebody would have came and walked in their assembly messing with them, you gonna put them out. But you want to act like you some fulfilling some righteousness when you took your funky behind around there to go mess with them people. You know what I'm talking about? He ain't talking about you going to no Christian church and get put out. He talking about you being in an assembly full of brews saying something that them whole niggas don't like. And get where they go, well, that nigga gotta go, man. He around here talking this and talking that. Talking about we ain't got to sin and all this stuff. I don't like that, bro. Niggas crazy, man. That's good, man. Luke 6 and 22. Joy, put yourself to use and put that in that trash.
It says, Baruch are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you, and shall reproach and cast out your name as evil.
He said, when they dishonor you and call your name evil.
For the Son of Man's sake.
For the Son of Adam's sake.
Rejoice ye in that day and leap for joy.
He said, do what?
Leap for joy.
He said, stand there.
Leap for joy.
Be upset.
Leap for joy.
Go fight him.
Leap for joy.
Go call them names.
Leap for joy. Okay. But behold, your reward is great in Shamahim.
It's great well.
Great in Shamahim. For in the like manner did they to the fathers unto the prophets.
That's right.
But woe unto you that are rich, for you have received your consolation.
That's good. Let's come back, man. Where I was at? Exodus. I got it. Because I'm going to move it around it in a particular fashion. What may I do for you, Abigail? So we were talking about the flies, right? Oh, we didn't finish Matthew 13. Finish Matthew 13 and 38. And we got Exodus 8 and 20. Because I need to get this hellfire, these boils, these locusts, the darkness. Hey, Montanita. Hey. Hey, little baby. Hey, little baby. Hey, little baby. You want Abigail? Mm-hmm. Matthew 13 and 38.
It says the field is the world. The good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked. The enemy that sowed them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so it shall be at the end. So
also we can see that also with that harvest at the end, that everybody gonna be there together. The righteous and the wicked gonna be there together. Remember, he told you at the end it would be like the days of who?
No.
Everybody gonna be there together. Just don't get caught slipping. Go ahead. Now that's not to say, remember, because it do tell you in Revelation 12 that some will go to the wilderness and be cut off. Yeah, hidden in the cave. Some get ducked off. Because you got a book for that. Or some people getting ducked off and not having to go through that. You know what I'm talking about? But the mass majority got to go through that. Because like you say, he hid prophets 50 by cave. There was more prophets and they went through that. You know what I'm talking about? See, and the reason why I keep want to impress this upon you, not for you to fear what is to come, but that if your faith is already built up, then you know that these things are a reward for those whose names are written in heaven. Understand something. If you suffer for his name, that means you were counted worthy in heaven to do so. That means that you have a level of faith that would make him look at you like he looked at Daniel and say, "Oh man, greatly beloved." You know why you would be beloved on the earth? Because you beloved in heaven. Because you loved him, so he gonna love you. You understand? So these things ain't nothing to fear. He has not given us the ruach of fear, but a ruach of power and of a sound mind. So, God, I done told you before. What you fearing dying for? You know, since you was of age. Matter of fact, let me ask you this question: how old were you when you found out that you was gonna die? Did you understood that one day you were gonna die, Doris? How old were you? What age you can remember? Or just a range? I don't have. How old is I? So then how you know you're so old? You interjecting yourself in grown people conversation? What was the first thought came to your mind when you realized I was gonna die? Did it scare you? Was you curious? How you found out about it? Somebody died or they told you? Little Johnny, how old you were when you found out about death, little Johnny? Damn. That nigga well ago. Fine childhood. Really, when I got to church, so I ain't trying to Kalisha, how old you were when you found out about death? Get out of my house. Take that baby with you. Not Ruth, the one you got. Ruth can stay. You can't stay. Your husband can stay, but you can't stay. Matter of fact, leave the new baby. I don't care how you leave her. But you can leave her too. You not welcome. I don't know. I don't know about. Figure it out. How old was she? Somebody died, or they told you, or you just stumbled upon the information. What they say to you? Cause my people ain't tell me nothing. I remember the first funeral I went to. Ain't nobody come and tell me this nigga dead. This is what happened. I just knew this nigga laying in the bed. He ain't moving. I didn't know it was a casket. That was a piss poor job of explanation, wasn't it? What about you, Stanley? How old you were? What's the first thought you can remember about that? Boop say she was about 6 or 7. Tavon say 12. He seen his aunt die, and Jessica said she was about 8 or 9. I told you I was 5. I remember I was at my great granddaddy's funeral. Yeah, I remember that job. We was in Louisiana. That's really the first thing I remember. After that, I don't remember nothing until the Super Bowl in 1986. No, I just remember looking at it. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, man, like I said, right, we done had this conversation before. One day you just look up and realize you're alive. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how long you've been here, how you got here. You just know, like, one day I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking about at this point in my life, at that age, them early ages, what I can remember. I remember his funeral. They told, like my mom didn't tell me that's why you like the Bears, because the Super Bowl between the Bears, but I don't remember that. I don't remember seeing that game. That game was played in 86, so I really should say 87. Because when the Broncos and the Giants played, I remember that game. I remember watching that game. You know what I'm saying? But after that, that's when I started remembering stuff. But I remember that funeral. I didn't know, shoot, I'm gonna die one day. Oh well. I remember my grandma died when I was 6. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm like, boom. I just sit there and look. You know, I went and looked at her in the room before they took out the house. Nigga laying there with the eyes open. They had no nightmares or nothing. I'm like, that thing dead. I think I seen death on TV though. You just don't really realize what it is. Like, dang, nigga dead. They can't move. Like this nigga's I'm looking at this nigga, her eyes are open. Ain't no life in it. You know what I'm talking about? That's wild. You know what I'm saying? I can still see her in the casket now. I told you somebody in here had on one of my grandma's wigs, had a wig just like what they buried her in. It was crazy because she had hair, so I don't know why she wore wigs. Oh yeah, they did. It looked like the curl. Yeah, it looked like the wig she had. I ain't saying that to be funny. They put a wig on, but the thing was, my grandma wasn't bald headed, so I don't know why they put a wig on.
You didn't want to do it while she's there. Sometimes you put a wig on and try to do it.
I guess so. I mean, I'm just thinking as a 6-year-old, making my grandma had hair, why y'all put a wig on? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's all I'm thinking of. But she did have wigs and she wore them, so there's that.
I know all the people they put their will what they want to wear.
Oh, I know Joanne do that. Yeah, she would do that. They buried in all white. I don't remember what my granddad had on. That's the crazy part. I was 10. I don't remember that. I don't even remember what my auntie had on. I didn't remember her face was sunk in from the cancer. She ain't looking. You know what I'm talking about? Shalom, man. I ain't look at my daddy. Like, cause I ain't go to the viewing. My auntie like, you want us to open up the casket for you? Like, hell no, what do you want to do that for? He looks great. You know, I'm like, I'll take your word for it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to open up no casket for me. I'm good. Yeah. Dee said she seen her great grandma pass at her aunt's house. Her son say probably about 7 or 8 with his granddaddy. And Tavon mentioned that's wild when you see somebody take their last breath. I say, boy, I'm glad, boy, I ain't go around there, man. Like, shoot, my homegirl, she seen her mama die from a stroke on the toilet as a young child. I ain't gonna say super young, but you know, we were still teenagers. Ashley ain't that much younger than us. But some of my homeboys was over there when it happened. Shayla put on that, she said the death of her kids for her. That's when she understood it. I just knew I was gonna die, so I ain't really care. You know what I'm saying? I probably say about 7, 8 years old. You had dreams about it, you get a little trepidation, and then you realize there's nothing you can do about it. But see, here's the beauty. John 11:25. Oh, Shaul say, give me my flowers when I'm alive. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. I don't give a damn. You ain't got to give me nothing. That's just me.
Man.
But now we ain't talking about that, Shaul. We talking about when you understand death. And what age were you when you understood death, and how did that affect you? You know what I'm saying? When you die. Knowing that you're going to die. And I'm only mentioning that because we're all going to die. So if you know that you're going to die, then men threatening you with death should have no fear in your heart. You understand what I'm saying? Because you already know you're going to die. That's why he say, don't fear him who can kill the body, but fear him who can kill the body and cast into hell. I say, fear him. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to, I want you to understand the gravity that you may have to die for the word. But I don't want that to put no fear in your heart. Now, what Shaul just stated, some people want their flowers, tell me I'm this and tell me I'm that before I'm dead because I can't hear it when I'm dead. I just had this conversation with people talking about the validation thing. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not telling y'all not to care. I'm just saying like that's not going to do nothing for me if you tell me, hey, like you ain't got to tell me you love me for me to know that you love me. I should be able to know that based on how you behave. I should never have to hear you say that. If I got to hear you say that, that means you actually don't love me because you ain't showing me that. Because most people say common thing is, women like to be reassured, like to hear those type of things. You know what I'm talking about? But as a man, I don't need my old lady to tell me you love me. You should show me you love me by what you do. Because if I have to say, do you love me, or ask for you to say it, then I already know in my soul you don't love me. You know what I'm talking about? You know why that's the case? Remember what Yahushua said to Peter? Do y'all remember what he said to Peter? He said, Simon Jonah, love me more than these? You know what Peter told him. He said, Lord, you know I love you. He asked him that 3 times, didn't he? He said, Lord, you know all things. But it was just the point. Of course, Mashiach was doing that for a reason. But you seen what Peter told him, Lord, you already know I love you. Now, how would the Lord already know that? Based on Peter's behavior. There would be no need for the Lord to say, Peter, I love you. Peter know that the Lord loved him because Peter loved the Lord. So there would be no need to be told that. You know what I'm saying? See, constant reassurance, needing a reassurance, comes from a level of insecurity within oneself to make you feel comfortable that you're solidified in what you're doing. So that's why you got to have a ruach and you have eternal reassurance. Big comfort. You know what I'm saying? That's why he called it that. You'll always be comforted because the word gonna always come to your remembrance. When you're weak, when you're sad, when you're strong, when you're joyful, it ain't gonna make no difference. There is a word for every situation. You know what I'm talking about? You'll get a lifelong piece of reassurance. And when I say lifelong, I mean John 11:25. Come on,
Yahushua said unto her, I am the resurrection and the life. He that believe in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live.
Though he were what?
Dead.
Yet shall he
live.
Come on.
And whosoever live and believe in me shall never die.
Do you
believe this?
See, that's the question. You believe that? Let's come back over here to Exodus 8. What y'all over there doing to that baby? That's your baby. Who baby doing all that? That is your baby. You over there abusing that baby. Let's come on, man. So we're looking at the flies, right? I'm in verse 22 of Exodus 8. Bear with me because I'm going to move kind of swift. He say, and I will sever in that day the land of Goshen in which my people dwell, and no swarms shall be there, to the end that you may know that I, Yahuwah, in the midst of the Arats. and I will put division between my people and your people, and tomorrow shall this sign be. Remember what you can read in Revelation, the same thing that's in Ezekiel, that he'll put a mark and don't let nothing that destroy touch them. Because the plagues that fall on the wicked will not fall on the righteous. And that's why you got to be sealed with that ruach. I'm telling you this for a reason. Because if you don't got that ruach on you, then you are subject to be tormented by these plagues at any time. And remember what we just read. He said what? That there'll be a famine for the hearing of the word. Don't you understand when this beast's going to be going through the stuff that we're doing right now, it's probably not going to go down like that? You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand that we're not always going to have a time period where you can sit back and assemble and hear the word and get up and go home like it's nothing? See, a lot of stuff, you take it for granted because you done got comfortable. You think life won't always go like this. It's going to be a time that if you ain't got the word in you, you stuck. I ain't talking about you might not have no Bible at the house. I'm talking about if you think that you always going to be able to congregate and it's going to be smooth, where it ain't going to be no people telling. Because, see, I'm going to be honest with you. I hate to hurt your feelings. Some of you niggas going to get killed by your own family members because you're stupid. Because you tell them too damn much information. You're involved in too much what you got going on as it pertains to the word. And that's going to be your fault. Because the man told you, the kinfolk going to turn you in. The mama going to turn you in. Ain't that what he told you? And you going to sit around there talking with your people, and you ain't going to believe they going to get your stupid behind locked up. And they going to be the one at the door. Somebody that nigga in there. Now, you can sit around and play with it if you want to, but the first rule of universal law, like the niggas like to say, is self-preservation. And guess what? Your people rule by their appetites. And if you think they're going to give up buying and selling and into a covenant with a God that they hate, I told y'all this before you smoke crack. They don't love you that much. Because you'll find out real quick, they love themselves more than they love you. And they don't love your children that much neither. When it comes down to their life for your children, hell, this game for the top for you. You better know it. That don't mean you walk around with no contempt, no angst in your heart, but don't be no fool.
That's right.
Yeah, don't be no fool. Don't let familiar ties get you something to hell. I'm gonna tell you what's real now. You ain't got to believe it. Not necessarily. It's a gift of the spirit. Some people have the gift, the ability to speak tongues, and some don't. I would more so something referring to the apostles of that time. But like Paul wrote, Mother Shrona, at 1 Corinthians 12, do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? Are all apostles? Are all prophets? So you don't necessarily have to speak in tongues to prove that you filled with it. It'll be evident if you filled with it, honestly. You know what I'm talking about? But that's a gift, and that's a gift everybody don't get. You know, a lot of the brothers who we read about as far as the apostles, they had a multitude of gifts. You know what I'm talking about? They had a multitude. But then you'll read about the Gentiles in Acts 10, it ain't say they spoke in tongues. They say they prophesied though. You know what I'm talking about? So this all depends. It's really at Yahuwah's discretion. Really at Yahuwah's discretion. Yeah, I know. That probably might have been why she asked me. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's what he holds. But everybody ain't speaking. Everybody ain't finna start speaking in no heavenly language or no other language. Just because you don't see that in here with everybody who the Spirit was on. Yeah, we don't see that with everybody who the Spirit was on. And whereas they said speaking me in this. Being a Jew, Hebrew is a religion. Lord have mercy. All I can say is F Island. Follow. That's right. You did it right, Grandma. So think about that, right? You have to accept that and you have to deal with that. Your people gonna turn on you. If we just read that people in the word gonna turn on you, what make think your sinner family members not gonna do? And guess what, right? And I'm just being honest. I know it's hard to fathom because everything in life is comfortable right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no pressure going on. Ain't nobody being killed for the word. Ain't nobody being locked up for it. So that thought process of thinking, my mama wouldn't do that. Yes, she would. You know them slick comments she be saying about what you're doing. My daddy wouldn't do that. If it come down to you or jail, which one you think he gonna choose? See, you ain't thinking about that because you're not thinking about the pressure that they're gonna be under about their own life. You know, some people who claim that Jesus God, that Yahushua God, now they go to thinking it's a guillotine in their face. Get my head cut off, or let my son or daughter head get cut off. I don't really like this Yahuwah person anyway. What am I say to them niggas for? I gotta live. See, you don't want to accept that because you think that they love for you is greater than that. And you foolish. Especially considering you good and grown. They ain't like you small children, you good and grown. Oh, they wouldn't do our grandchildren like that. You show? You put your life on it? You know what I'm saying? You got to think about that. You put your life on that. There's a reason why you see Mashiach saying certain stuff to the people. It's certain stuff that he only said to his apostles. Those who didn't share all that information with them because they don't need to know everything. That ain't really their business. See, some people look at it as cultish. Now, we ain't telling you as a congregation, don't talk to your people. You better use some wisdom on what you share and what you don't share. You grown. Figure it out. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't telling you what to tell them. You can tell them whatever you want to tell them. But just know if you tell them too much and the people come knocking at your door and you go to jail, just know you did that to yourself. You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Because see, I ain't talking about you letting them know what you stand on. Niggas overshare. That's why a lot of you laugh about all them boys on Instagram who be self-snitching. There's a lot of brews, they gonna be self-snitching. And they ain't that solid for the word. They ain't ready. Because at least if you're going to tell them, you tell them this is separation. The reason why I'm saying this here, mentioning it is, the time going to come where it's going to have to be a separation. That they're going to have to know, not just your people, I'm just on my period, that some people serve Esau and some people with Jacob. You know what I'm talking about? You're going to have to know that those who serve Esau, we've already read it, they're going to forsake God's covenant, right? And then they say they're going to corrupt some with flatteries. Come on, man. Don't be no fool. The book done already told you what's going to go down. Now, you can be simple if you want to. And I ain't saying you're going to go to hell if you get caught up. I just don't want you to get upset when you if you get locked up or you get killed. Don't get upset. That's really what I'm trying to convey. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to happen. Your people going to turn on you. Remember, what it said Esau hated Jacob for? The blessing, right? So if you got the ruach on you, what you think? Oh, your mama ain't gonna hate you. Your daddy ain't gonna hate you. You got the blessing of God on you, and they don't. You got a great gift. I ain't getting no gift. You ever had a birthday party and ain't nobody buy you nothing? You ever went to a birthday party for you, thinking you were gonna get a gift? Ain't nobody buy you nothing. You woke up on Christmas morning looking for some gift. It wasn't none under the tree. At least nothing for you. Everybody else got a gift. Your mama got one. Your daddy got one. Your siblings got one. Where's mine, Mom?
I'm gonna take everybody in that household down.
Gift. What? Gifts? We ain't got no gifts. I don't know you. What? You don't have a blessing for me also, Father? That's what you're going to be looking like. And guess what that's going to draw up in you? Rage, wrath, anger, and hatred. Yes, ma'am. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, think about that. That's what that's going to bring up. That's what that's going to bring up. I don't want you to be shocked because they're going to be looking at you and they're going to be talking about Esau is God. You telling them Yahushua is. You think them people not going to hate you, man? You think these people not going to turn on you, man? You got to be real with yourself. See, they came up with that doctrine, and that doctrine of a 7-year tribulation comes from a man by the name of John Nelson Darby. That's who came up with the rapture that some of us will go up into heaven, and everybody who got left behind would have to go through the tribulation. But that's not Bible. Bible. That ain't no Bible. That ain't no Bible. Book don't say that. Let me run through this here and get this wilderness thing from Mother Sharon also. Remember verse 24. Yahuwah did so, and there was a grievous swarm into the house of Pharaoh, his servants' houses, and all the land of Mizraim. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm. Give me Psalms 105 and 27. Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, go you sacrifice to your Elohim in the land. Moses said, it is not meet so to do. For we shall sacrifice the abominations of the Egyptians to Yahuwah Elohim. We shall sacrifice the abominations of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us? You heard what he said? He said, go sacrifice. He said, no, it ain't wise for us to do that. We can't sacrifice abominations to Yahuwah. Why would he say that? Now, man, all your doggone land has been corrupted. The animals been corrupted. You want me to make a sacrifice to Yahuwah with blemish? That's an abomination. You see how that law got slid in right now? Now see how Moses would knew that. Because Moses was an apostle. God taught him that. The people didn't know that, but Moses did. You know why Moses did? Because Moses was as Elohim. So he had that wisdom. He said, we will go 3 days journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahuwah Elohim as he shall command us. Pharaoh said, I will let you go that you may sacrifice to Yahuwah your Elohim in the wilderness. Only you shall not go very far away, entreat for me. Moses said, behold, I go out from you and I will entreat Yahuwah the swarm. Psalms 105 and 27.
They showed his signs among them and wonders in the land of Ham. He sent darkness and made it dark, and they rebelled not against his word.
That's right.
He turned their waters into blood and slew their fish.
That's right.
The land brought forth frogs in abundance in the chambers of their kings. He spake, and there came diverse sort of flies and lice in all their coasts. He gave them hail for rain, flaming fire in their land. He smote their vines also in their fig trees, and brake the trees of their coasts. He spake, and the locusts came, and caterpillars, and that without number, and did eat up all the herbs in their land, and devoured the fruit of their ground. He smote also the firstborn in their land, the chief of all their strength. He brought them forth also with silver and gold, not one feeble among their tribes.
That's right.
Egypt was glad when they departed.
They were happy.
For the fear of them fell upon them.
But see, this is the difference. The fear of us ain't going to fall upon Babylon and the beast. You know when that fear going to fall upon them? When the skies crack. When the skies crack. And even there still won't be no fear because they're going to gather up to fight. Let's continue.
He spread a cloud for a covering and fired.
My bad. So let's look at the next thing, the death of their cattle. Chapter 9, verse 1. Then Yahuwah said unto Moses, go into Pharaoh, tell him, saith Yahuwah Elohim of Abarim, let my people go, that they may serve me. For if you refuse to let go, and will behold them kill, behold, the hand of Yahuwah is upon your cattle, which in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, upon the sheep, grievous murrain. Give a murrain by definition. Pestilent plague. Guess what that is, right? Now East put this in a record. Probably about 2-3 albums ago. Look at what Yahuwah did if you want to look at it right on a different side of things, right? Look at what the things where he struck them at, his people. He sought to destroy them by killing all their firstborn, which is the strength of every man. He destroyed them and by killing their leader, which is Pharaoh, by drowning him in the Red Sea. And then he killed them by giving them any ability to actually participate in any level of commerce and trade. You know what I'm talking about? Because he destroyed everything that they needed to make money. And what do you see Yahuwah do to Babylon on the back end? Destroy everything they could do to make some money. And you know why? Because I want to be able to stop you from what you're doing and then bring all your treasures to my temple in Jerusalem, because my people going to spoil you for all your wealth and your goods, and they're going to bring it before me. And they're going to live with it. Because remember what Ecclesiastes 2 tell you. He had a wicked gather up to give to those who were dust and Yahuwah's eyesight. See, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of the wealth that you see these wicked people gathering up, don't tell them to stop. Let them keep gathering. Because they're gathering it up for your sake. See, we being short-sighted, so we don't really understand that. Yeah, they're accumulating wealth and they balling. Let them ball. That balling is for them to be condemned in the end. And everything that they done accumulated and all the resources that they done hoarded, you're going to take it and bring it back home. That's what you did when you left Egypt, didn't you? You ain't leave empty-handed, did you? You spoiled them, didn't you? So you got to remember that. Let them rich. And when I say rich, I ain't talking about your local ballers, your local millionaires. I'm talking about billionaires and trillionaires, people who got the type of money that you can't even fathom because you don't see them on TV and they ain't talked about. I ain't talking about no Bill Gates. I ain't talking about no damn Jay-Z. Jay-Z ain't doing nothing. Kanye ain't doing nothing. Them niggas ain't running and controlling nothing. Let me so y'all understand something. If a nigga can take money from you, your money means nothing. You understand me? If somebody can cancel a contract with you that can negatively affect how you operate, you ain't got no power. You just a nigga with a lot of money. See, black folks in America, y'all just want money. You don't want power. You know what I'm talking about? See, Kanye ain't got no power. He got a lot of money, ain't got no power. They talking about why they keep doing Kyrie like that, because he ain't got no power. But see, it was something that Kyrie said he wanted to do in 2020, and they mocked him. And you know what that was? Did y'all know something that Kyrie said that all them boys should do and they mocked him for? No. You know about it, what? And that's part of, when they was in that bubble, he said they should start their own league. He said all the players in the NBA, all the black ones anyway, he said all y'all boys should say, screw these people and start your own league. And they all mocked him for it. Now, I don't believe that Kyrie is some righteous vanguard of change and righteousness, but it's just the point of, he told them boy what to do. And they mocked him for it. Because you know why he was telling them? Because, bro, at least you'll be in control of it. So that means whether they sent him to do it or he did it on his own accord, this was at least a man who had understanding of what a power dynamic was. Because I got to dance to their tune. If somebody paying you, you got to dance to their tune. You know what I'm talking about? So guess what? They can tell him, you can't talk about no Jews. And if he want to work for them, that's what that is. Oh, the other players ought to stand up for him. The boys don't want to lose their money. Because you know why? Because you niggas think that they kept out being black when these people kept out their money. While you worry about standing together because being black, you would need to have power. And your power is your Elohim. You don't want to come unifying that so that you can have a power structure. Because if we were looking at it naturally, in order to have power, you need to control industry. You don't control that, you ain't got no power. No matter if Kanye put out his own shoes anyway, he don't control the countries where the manufacturing plant's at. So if a country wanted to block him from manufacturing, it ain't nothing he could do. That's what I'm talking about power. You know what I'm saying? If he wanted to go to China and the U.S. hit China, I'm like, hey man, don't fool with that nigga, bro. If you fool with him, boy, we dropping bombs over there, or we ain't gonna let you get this or get that. Then people gonna look at, hey, bro, no, you can't do that here. You can't do that here. See, we don't think about stuff like that. You know why? Because you too damn worried about talking about people's lives who you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Instead of paying attention on what should be done in the situations and circumstances that they in, and they really don't have the power or wealth that you think they do. It's just a nigga with a lot of money. What Jay-Z control? Nigga, he's suing a nigga about liquor. That means he don't control that liquor. He's suing Bacardi about liquor. I mean, you don't control Duce, nigga. Who's a highly paid employee. Because if that was yours, nigga, ain't nothing to sue about. You just tell him, get out the way. Nigga, he don't control Rock Nation. Nigga don't control nothing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't know that boy was suing Bacardi. Because they talking about the formula for the liquor or some junk. I read the junk, but I don't remember. Lying to him. Cuffing the bread.
Pretty much they telling them how much.
And if it was yours, you wouldn't have to go through that. You know why he got to do that? Because he can't produce that liquor. He got to go to Bacardi. So don't, only a piece. You can only control what you own. And them niggas don't own nothing. They don't own nothing. They make you think them niggas own something. Michael Jordan don't own Jordan Brand. Nigga tell that nigga, get your goofy behind out of here, nigga. We got your name and likeness. We don't need you no more. And guess what? You'll sit there and look too. You know how many of these niggas be selling they image and likeness to these people all the time? Muhammad Ali sold his image and likeness at least 10 years before he died. That's why they kept dragging him out there looking like that when he was around here shaking. Like, no, I'm not. That man didn't want to be out there. You know why he sold his image and likeness? Because he was broke. He ain't had no money. That's why you see his face on all type of t-shirts for all type of companies. That man ain't had no money. Them boys be selling that junk. Why you think these boys be selling their music catalogs? They ain't got no money. Man, let me tell you something, man. Recording artists are the biggest liars in the history of America. Because them niggas is broke. And I ain't talking about just no rap artists. Them niggas broke. Them niggas ain't got no money. Them niggas in the business where they get loans. And they're forever in debt to the label. That's why them niggas work till they 90. You know what I'm talking about? They can't never stop working. You look at it right. You know, some people want to work. Some people want to do stuff. You really think some of these people really be wanting to sing and dance in their 70s? Yeah, she broke. You said, shoot, you just seen when she was telling niggas not to stream. Because she wasn't getting paid. Because she ain't have a mouth. She ain't got no money. Man, Anita Baker said she was on her last tour 3-4 years ago. Now she back on the road. She went to Vegas to sing. Got to pay them bills. Because I ain't got no money. People ain't got no money. She probably is. They ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? Actors may not might be in a little bit of space, but you talking about music artists? Niggas ain't got no money, man. Especially not no rap artists. They blow it too fast. You know what I'm talking about? They blow it too fast. You ain't in control of nothing. Especially it's bad for a rapper because your career ain't even lasting that long. For you, irrelevant. When I say irrelevant, for because you can make big bucks just off of music. That's why the boy try to get into everything else. Definitely, muscle. Definitely, like for real though, bro. That's why the boy get in the bed. I had D in here, man. We were just looking at something while she was getting dinner ready, and it was a nigga talking about, you know, the alleged deal that Jay Prince, Dame, Gotti, and Suge all had going, and that was to make a black distribution company. Y'all ever heard of that? This was supposed to happen in the early 2000s, and everybody got raided by the feds. And the dude said Jay-Z ratted them out. That's what they were doing. They say Puffy was going to be included, but they was like, you know, Suge was beefing with Puffy, so he ain't have him at the table at the first. You know what I'm talking about? But he said initially they wouldn't meet up. They wasn't fooling with Jay like that. You know what I'm saying? This is what the dude was saying. Now, this is a whole story. This is somebody else I ain't never heard talk about it. Yeah, he was. You know what I'm talking about? Master P was involved also. But the main people was Dame, Gotti, and Suge. And Jay Prince. You know what I'm talking about? And it was funny because when the niggas first started talking about it, but when they say Jay-Z's supposed to told, the feds hit all them boys. At the same, Suge went back to prison. You know what I'm saying? Rockefeller broke up, got it, and Jay Prince got raided by the feds. And he was like, out of all them niggas, who the only one got some money now? He was like, it's Jay-Z. Yeah, I mean, it's a interview that I got on my phone that I watched 3 minutes of it and I ain't looking at the rest. It's about that's right, Elvis Presley definitely died broke. You know what I'm talking about? Pac died broke. Most of these artists, when they die, they be broke, and you be wondering why they ain't got no money because they're in debt to the label. Them niggas just a highly paid slave. You hear that? Oh, he got a $3 million deal. He got a $3 million loan. Matter of fact, he didn't get a loan. That nigga got a merchant cash advance. Nigga, they gave this nigga something based off of future earnings. So he'll always be in debt to these people. He always gonna have to work for these people. That's why them niggas super stupid to be buying the stuff that they be buying. And we be looking at it like, look at him. This nigga's a jackass. Especially for a nigga who been in the business for a long time. That's how you know, boy, them boy booty hole is sold. You know what I'm talking about? And I ain't talking about from actual penetration. I'm talking about sold from getting screwed business-wise. It's got to be. You can't even sit down on the toilet. You've been getting screwed for 20 years. That's why the boy be on drugs. Man. That's why the boy be on drugs. That's why the boy be drunk. Because they a slave and they know it. You know what I'm saying? You a slave to this person. But yeah, man, they say that nigga ratted. Because Dame say that nigga, he say, man, hey, man, the nigga did stuff that I didn't think he would do because he about money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he said. And the dude said that's why they didn't want to involve him. That they only wanted to fool with Dame. You know what I'm talking about? They didn't believe that nigga was solid. And as time it went on, you know, a lot of people done made accusations. See, you can separate if you like a nigga music from. It's a quite possibility you ain't down with none of the people who you started with. And it ain't like y'all had no major fallouts. It's because you wanted the money. So that's a you thing. That's something about you. Because it ain't nothing like it's all right. We don't really know what happened between him and Dame because Jay don't talk about it. Dame don't like to talk about it. Niggas always asking him about it. And you can look at him and tell that nigga was hurt. Yeah. You know, I'm talking about just human psychology. You can tell when somebody hurt. And when somebody hurt, that means that they invested something into something they thought was this and it ended up being that. You know what I'm talking about? So that tells me, just looking at body language and in his eyes, there could be some validity to what he's saying. Does that mean it's 100% validity? Everything he's saying? No. You hear a nigga go to talk about disappointed, nigga looking like he want to cry, nigga looking sad in the face, nigga ain't really talking down on the nigga. Oh, that nigga did something sour. He did something sour. You know what I'm saying? Sour to the other individual. It is Revelation 12, man, and 14 for Mother Sharona, and Isaiah 16 and 1. We get out of here. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, you can see that. You can see that even in the text. Of course, you don't see the facial expression. When Peter denied the Lord, and you got that back when he said he turned around and looked at him. Peter ran off weeping. Because you getting in that look. He already knew him. I'm disappointed, boy. But I told you. See, man, sometimes, man, with certain artists, man, certain people, we put them on such a high pedestal only because they got money that we don't really want to deal with. Maybe this person does have severe character flaws, but if you knew them in person, you wouldn't deal with them. If you knew them in person, you wouldn't respect them. I don't give a damn how much money you got. I don't give a damn about your status. I'm a man first, and I respect manly principles above your money. His mama grew up, she's a lesbian. I was just saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Ain't that wild? Mama grow up and eat cool. But yeah, I'm just saying that you were raised by a woman. That could be. Also, you got some niggas just cutthroat. You got some people just cutthroat. You got some people just male being raised by a man or not being raised by some niggas just cutthroat. Yeah, that was cutthroat. And hey, that's just it what it is. That's cutthroat. I didn't know that being out here in the streets, boy. Some of these boys cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? They don't cut your throat, lay down, and go to sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? They don't lay down and go to sleep and don't get nothing about it. As long as I came out on top. That's something that you got to understand when you get into business. That's a cutthroat game. Let me tell you something, right? If people be talking trash about James all the time, they say he cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, it's forfeit. Oh, he'll go behind you on the deal. He'll call you seller. I'd like shooting. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak to that. That's your. I done seen people in the Yellowbird group spraying about that. I done heard people say that out loud. I'm sitting there looking at them like, what? You thought I was gonna nigga? That's my man. I don't know if that happened to you or not. But that between you and him, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody hit me up, say my man Obi cutthroat, man, he'll go behind you, man, he'll stake you. Be careful. I'm like, hey man, I don't know what you got going on with that, but that's my man. I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? So somebody always cutthroat to somebody depending on who you talk to. All right. You know what I'm saying? All those men cutthroat, I don't know. They ain't never did me wrong. I know that. You know what I'm saying? That's not to say they ain't did these other persons wrong, but I don't know. I can't speak on that. But my thing is, you just step to. Now I will say the two Dyko did step to James about that. James clown. I ain't lying. He clown. Clown. He said, "Don't come for me like that." And they said, "Your people called me. I ain't called them." I thought it was hilarious for James. Nah. Yeah, no. They don't even get their game. They don't even get their game like that. They stay in their lane and they get their money and they hold it now. No, they don't even. They homeless people. They don't even like to be involved in that type of fight. These different ones. Yeah, they a little younger. Yeah. Nah, Kim them, nah, they ain't even on that. They ain't even going. Nah, they ain't even their style. It seems like that's why. Nah, they ain't even their style, man. Really rock with like, hey man, this person did me dirty. I don't fool with them like that. And that's it. Come on, man. 12 and 14. Revelation 12 and 14. This is for Mother Sharona. Then we gonna get out of here.
Saying the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished
for a time and a half a time
from the face of the serpent.
So understand this here, Mother Sharona. The beast gets a 42-month run, or 1,260 days, or a time times and a half a time. So that time period of persecution will coincide with the beast's reign. Matter of fact, say, give me Daniel 7:22. So it's not a 3.5 year period where everything good, and then a 3.5 year period where we being tormented, because the beast don't get 7 years to rule. He only get 3.5. So we gonna be persecuted by him in that 3.5 year time period. Daniel 7:21.
Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High, and the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms.
It's gonna be different.
It shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it in pieces.
You see how he devour the whole earth? See, Esau, the beast, the son of perdition, is going to devour the whole earth and break it into pieces. What does it mean to break it into pieces? Harsh rule. Let me make sure we got the right spot, because I missed it. I should have gave you 21. Back it up to 20. Daniel 7:20.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell, even that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things, whose look more stout than his fellows.
Come on.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
Notice how he said that he spoke more stout than great things. That's that blasphemy. That's Esau, because he what? He despised you because of the blessing of the birthright. Come on.
I beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints.
Same war made what?
War with the saints.
And did what?
Prevailed against them.
Uh-oh.
Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints. Ancient of Days.
Now come over here to Daniel 8. Come over here to Daniel 8, verse 24. Matter of fact, make it 23.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full, a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
And his power
shall be mighty,
but not by his own power.
And he shall destroy wonderfully,
and shall
prosper,
and
practice,
and he shall
destroy
the mighty
and the Kadash people.
So he gonna kill you. Hold on, let's look at you another one so you can see Daniel 12. Daniel 12 and 7.
And I heard,
make it 5.
Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other 2, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And said to the man clothed in linen, which is upon the waters of the river,
long
shall it be to the end of these wonders?
And I heard
the man clothed in linen, which is upon the waters of the river,
when he held
his right hand
and
his left hand unto Shamahim,
he swear
by him that lived forever,
it shall be for
a times and a half.
You see that? You see the time period that they're going to be persecuted for is 3.5 years. That's how long the beast got to rule. So the persecution and his rule are simultaneous, not separate. Continue, good sir.
And when he shall have accomplished,
and when he have what?
Accomplished
to
scatter the
power
of the Kadash people,
all
these things shall be finished.
So this thing ain't going to be over with till this people is brought down. You understand that? We're going to have to be humbled in a way that we can't even fathom. And then it will be over. So it ain't going to be no thing where we just going to be like, hey! Oh no, we didn't talk about this before. That's Zechariah 14 and 1 say, well, we're going to be killed and women going to be raped. See, I ain't saying that to just like I said, man, it's going to be something that we can't fathom. You know why it's going to be something that we can't fathom? Because you're going to be dealing with an ungodly individual and an ungodly army of bloodthirsty, lust-filled individuals that have no regard for life. Let me read that Zechariah 14 for you so y'all know I ain't making this up. Zechariah 14 and 1. And behold, the day of Yahuwah come, and the spoil shall be divided in the midst of you. I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle. And the city shall be taken, the houses rifled, and the women ravished. Half of the city shall go forth into captivity. The residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. Given ravaged by definition.
Oh, to violate, to ravish.
To violate or to ravish. We know what that means to violate a woman. You understand how vile a man this got to be? That not only are they going to be gathering up to go to battle with Yahuwah, not only will they be killing saints, but these men going to have the gall and audacity to violate women.
That's to copulate.
To copulate, that's what I'm telling you, it's rape. And we know what our law say about rape, right? That's the same as a murder. They worthy of death. But I'm telling you this because who telling people that? Ain't nobody telling nobody your women gonna get raped. Ain't nobody telling you they let you think, I'm just gonna come with there and beat these people. We'll be safe there. We'll be safe there. Revelation 12 and 14.
It said, unto the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent.
Give them nourished by definition.
That is to stiffen, to fatten, to be cherished, to bring up, to pamper.
To pamper. She's going to be treated well.
That's right.
Fed.
It's saying the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman,
and went to make war
with the remnant of her seed,
which had
kept the commandments of Elohim
and the testimony
of Yahushua Mashiach.
That's why they're gonna go to. So some of us not gonna deal with that, and some of us will. Isaiah 16 and 1. I'm already there. Send you the lamb to the ruler from the land of Selah, to the wilderness under Mount Zion, unto the mount of the daughter of Zion. For it shall be as a wandering bird cast out of the nest. The daughters of Moab shall be at the fords of Arnon. Take counsel, execute judgment, make your shadow as the night in the midst of the noonday. Hide the outcast, bewray not him that wanders. Let my outcast dwell with you, Moab. You a covert to them from the face of the spoiler. So the extortioner is at an end, the spoilers cease, the oppressors are consumed out of the land. So yes, there will be certain individuals or people that will get up off, but the mass majority of us are going to suffer. But we'll say hallelujah for Yahushua right then. We still got a couple elements to look at. Yes. I can't hear you.
You might already say something like, and everybody like, not us together, but like all in the same place, like we all know. I know we scattered around.
Amen. And wherever you get caught at, he gonna be ruling the whole world. So everybody ain't gonna be in the same spot. But anybody who godly gonna suffer that persecution. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate y'all time this evening, man. Praise Yahuwah, Brother Reynolds. I appreciate y'all time this evening, man. I bless you out the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Why you walking over here now? You got a pen? You're welcome, Mother Sharona, and I can still talk about it and deal with it. Y'all willing on Wednesday, because we still got a few things to finish out with Moses. But again, I appreciate y'all time. I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Yahuwah willing, we'll probably get into dealing with the mystery of iniquity next. So, Yahuwah willing, till the next time. Tell them about nothing, man. You too. No, don't touch my hand. Little children, don't go to playing in my house.